2. And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pill Pod, episode 27, the number one show in the world for dating, right here in Dallas, Texas. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the podcast Instagram. If you're a single lady that's in the town and you ever want to come on, please DM me. We always need more ladies to come on. Please add the TikTok, also the Twitter, the Facebook group. Add all that down low, y'all. I got to grow all those accounts if y'all want me to be able to upgrade the studio and add even more fun stuff. But yeah, please add everything. Shout out to my producer tonight. We got JR and we got Donnie in the house.
Skirt.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. And then we got a really special guest tonight. We got DC the Beast in the house.
What's happening?
He's one of the locals. So yeah, on top of him, we got we've got 4 ladies tonight. Yeah, this is gonna be a really good show, guys. DC, why don't you go ahead and plug your YouTube channel really quick and your Instagram?
Yeah, so YouTube is gonna be DC the Beast. Instagram is DC_the Beast.
Okay, thank you, bro. No, and then to start off tonight, where are we gonna go? It's a whole new year, so I guess we're gonna kind of go back to how we used to do things from the start. We haven't really gone back to the old questions in a while, so we're gonna go back and do some old questions that we haven't done in a while. But to just start off, we're just gonna do y'all's name, your age, your education level, and what you do for work. If you want to flex on us, you say your credit score or something, you know. Let's start over on this end tonight, okay?
Start with me.
Yeah, I mean, is it a bad vibe? I'll start over here if you want me to. You want me to start over here?
No, you already over here.
Okay, yeah, go
with
ahead.
it.
Name, age, education level, what you do for work.
Oh, wow. My name is Danielle. I'm 38.
Damn.
I went to college for medical, but I'm actually in software. I've been in software for almost 12 years. I got a 15-year-old, originally from Seattle, and I've been in Dallas 23 years.
23 years. That's badass. So, how old was your kid again?
15.
That's awesome. You're almost done.
Yeah.
3 more years.
I'm done.
You're done already?
I'm done. Yeah, he's
Okay.
it. One and done. That's it.
Okay. Well, what about you? Your name, your age, education level, what you do for work.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Nani. I am 21. I am currently in college, and for work, I'm just in nightlife right now.
What are you studying?
Nursing.
Okay.
Yes.
You,
We got some brains up here.
You're going to be able to get out of the nightlife once you get the degree?
Of course. That's the goal.
Hey,
That's
sometimes women get stuck in it, though. That's all I'm saying.
That's not
You ain't gonna
playing
get
here.
stuck?
That's not
All
the
right.
playing here.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, man, so people know more details about you.
So what's happening? My name is DC. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. I'm 28 years old. I work in sales. Currently in the process of working on getting my certified personal training license, and I'm also reading financial books to get more financial literate.
Nice, man. Got self-improved, man, on that self-improvement game. What about you? What's your name, your age, your education level, what do you do for work?
My name is Joe. I'm 25. I'm from Iowa. I just moved here to the Dallas area. And I work in property and casualty insurance.
Okay. And you said how old? 25?
25.
25, okay. What about you? Your name, age, education level, what do you do for work?
All right. Hey, y'all. My name is Ajiro. I am.
Here, talk closer if you
Oh,
can.
my bad. I'm 23 years old. I am from Allentown, Pennsylvania. I studied at Howard University, got my degree in health science. I now am a business owner, content creator, and I work in finance.
All right. Why don't you plug your content creator outlets?
Oh, yeah. So my Instagram and TikTok is Ajiro, AYEJIRO.
Okay.
What kind of content is it?
Yeah, what kind of content?
Lifestyle,
Lifestyle?
faith, honestly, anything.
Faith?
Mhm.
You're very religious?
I would
Somewhat.
say I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, but yes, I'm religious. You can say
Okay.
that, just so it's easier if y'all
No,
understand.
that's cool. Now I want to
Me
know, how long has everybody been single, and why did y'all's last relationship end? We'll start on this side this time.
Okay, I've been single my whole life.
How old are you again?
I'm 23.
She belongs to the streets.
All right. Well, but so why did your last relationship? Oh, well, you never had a
Yeah,
relationship,
I've
so
been single my
you can't say why anything's ended.
I mean, I've been single my whole life.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's the answer.
Is that single by your own definition or?
By my own definition.
Oh
There might
shit!
be some
All
people
right.
that might say that we were together, but
You went to college too?
I did. I went to Howard University in DC.
Oh wow, Howard. So are you celibate?
I am.
You are?
I am.
Are you a
Abstinent.
virgin?
I'm abstinent.
But you're not a virgin.
No.
Okay, just had to ask. What about you? How long have you been single, and why did your last relationship end?
I would say I've been single since 20. Let's just say 4 years ago. Why did it end? He wasn't who he said he was. He was a liar.
So, but that happened 4 years ago. So
Yeah.
you've been single for 4 years.
I've been dating, but nothing serious, nothing,
Okay.
nothing stuck.
All right.
Quick question though.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you did bad?
Nothing.
wrong.
I'm perfect.
Oh.
You didn't do nothing wrong. No accountability.
I would say my flaw is I'm very, what people like to say these days, nonchalant. You know, you want to do bullshit, you do bullshit. I'm gonna do me. Like I don't do the rah rah. Like I don't.
I'm just curious. Do you want a relationship?
Right now, yeah. At first,
Do
I
you want a
didn't,
relationship
but
also?
I do.
Y'all both want one? Okay. I'm just no, I'll bring it up in a little bit. I'm very curious though. All right. So what about you, bro? Why don't you go ahead and let them know a little bit more about you? Are you single and why'd your last relationship end? If so,
So yes, I'm single. Honestly, I've never really been in a serious relationship. I mostly just been having like a lot of casual fun for the most part. That's just it on my end.
okay. And what about you? How long have you been single and why'd your last relationship end?
I kind of relate to her. I've been single my whole life. I guess it's by choice and just because I haven't found anyone equally yoked. To be fair,
Mhm.
honestly, it's hard dating in our generation.
And how old are you again?
21.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're at the peak of it. right now, yeah.
Yes, and it's hard to find people with mature mindsets, let alone meeting and matching mindsets. So yeah.
I got a follow-up question about that after this.
Yeah, I got to follow up after all of them too. So
Yeah.
right after me. But how long have you been single and why'd your last relationship end?
Oh God. So single from a relationship, I would say about 3.5 years. But I had like a little relationship. I think it ended last July.
Situationship.
So yeah, the situationship. So relationship. I mean, long story short, it was one of those where we just couldn't balance. Like I'm a mom, I got a son, so I'm already ready. I've been married before, I've been
Talk a little
divorced.
closer if you can.
I'm married. I've been
Yeah.
married before, I'm divorced. So there's certain things that you can't and won't accept. He was still trying to kick it, have fun. He wanted to turn up. He wanted to be in control, and I couldn't do that.
Super hard to do all that as a single mom.
The little situationship. To be honest, like he just wanted to have fun. Like it's frustrating for me because I think that men look at me and they just say, okay, she's pretty, you know what I'm saying? And she just is fun, but like I'm a mom, you know what I'm saying? So I'm at the end of the day, like I don't do lies, I don't do games.
It's super complicated at your age with a kid also.
Yeah, like I'm the oldest one on the panel.
Yeah. You honestly, if I'm just being frank, you do not look your age.
I am 38.
Yeah. You do not look 38 though, so I will give you that. But I wanted to ask really quick, ladies, do y'all know what an incel is? You know what an incel is?
I don't.
Like a guy that's an incel. Do you know what an incel is? Do you know what an incel is? You know what an incel? Incels are guys that it's an involuntary celibate. That's what they make fun of guys whenever they're don't have sex. Like they're called an incel. It's like, oh, you don't get pussy, you're an incel. It's just a big term on the internet, really. But there's another term that they like to talk about sometimes called a femcel. Oh, and I think a femcel is somebody that can't get a relationship. I'm not trying to say that y'all are all femcels, but I'm just saying like. If a woman can't get, like, I just think a woman that's really good at relationships can easily get them. Y'all both said that y'all wanted one, but y'all haven't had, or you haven't even had one. And it's like, but why? Are you a femcel?
That's really no. I believe that I just have a certain desire for a certain kind of.
Here, talk a
man.
little closer if you can.
I have a certain desire for a certain kind of man that I have not met yet. I want a man that is God-fearing and just has a mindset that I have. I haven't met that yet. I've met a lot of good men, but there's just like always one thing that I just. So can I get into a relationship? Some men might say we've been in a relationship. So like, yeah, I can, but I just haven't met that certain person that I want to like grow with and just do life with yet.
Yeah, you're shooting for something special, kind of.
You can say that.
Okay. No, I was just really curious. Like I've never brought up like the femcel thing before, honestly, on the show. It's just something that I see all the time online, though, because guys get made fun of all the time because they can't get sex. But honestly, no offense, but we got to start shaming women that can't get relationships because it's not that hard. Honestly, it's not that hard to get a really good relationship. It's just the fact is a lot of women aren't relationship material. Like, and honestly, it kind of makes you a femcel. Like that guy's a loser because he can't get sex. But I mean, no offense, ladies, but if you can't get a relationship out of a guy, that's not a good sign because most women could easily lock a guy in, like because what they provide.
I feel like men are so easy. Like it's very easy to get into a relationship, but there's not a lot of good men.
But there's not a lot of good ones. Well, and just out of curiosity now, what are you shooting for? Just so we all know. Is there like a certain height, a certain income? other than the God fearing?
No, honestly, just God fearing, someone that's led by God, understands how this word operates.
Okay.
I don't really have a certain height or income.
Have you met my friend Donnie back here?
Who's Donnie?
He's back here with me. Have you met him?
Which one? To the left or the right?
He's our
He's right
producer
here.
back there.
He's a good man.
God fearing though.
I don't know if he's that God fearing though.
Yeah.
But no, I had to peel some. I'm sorry, I had to like dig in on you right there. I just
Are you
wanted to peel. I just wanted to peel some layers back on that. What? No, everybody else answered that question. Donnie, what was your question that you had after that?
Actually, this is going to tie into something that you had just mentioned for Yankee Hat and as well the lady next to DC. Lady next to DC, you said you want a man that has the same mindset and as well, or that you want a man that's equally yoked.
Correct.
Yankee Hat, you said you want a man that's has the exact same mindset for you. Are you looking for a man to follow your lead, or are you looking to follow a man's lead?
Honestly, if we're going by my personal opinion, somebody that I can be led by. And that is just personal preference. Some women do prefer to lead, and hey, by all means, more power to you. But as a woman who is more dominant in their everyday life and having to figure things out for themselves on a daily and do this and put their foot down and basically demand the attention when they walk into the room to get things done, when I come home, I don't want to have to do that. So I want a man that is already prepared to take on that role. Hey, let me take what weight off you that you don't need to carry and let's split it. Or let me harbor what you can't handle. You feel me?
Perfectly said.
So
Yeah.
that's what I
agree.
mean by that.
She hit on it.
She's very submissive for her age. Honestly, I gotta say. I mean, that is a good answer. Was there something else, Donnie?
No, I'll remember that for later on the show.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if I call you out on that same
Got
statement
you.
later on.
What was the term you used? You said, "Are we what?"
Huh?
Submissive.
Themselves.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like I am because like I look at me and like I say, like I got one kid, he's a 15. He's football, basketball, track. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person like I love to get out, have fun, vibe, like I'm a whole energy, but it's like when I meet men, it's like, oh, you're pretty, you're fun, this, but that's all they want. It's like they want me for a fun time, but they don't want me for a long
You
time.
can't get the relationship
Right.
out of
And
them.
so it's just like, if we kicking it, we having fun, and then we had sex or we don't, it's cool. But then what happens after that? You know what I'm saying? And so men, they come and they say they want a relationship, but then they play games and they play the field. And so it's like, if I can give you my time being a mom and you pick and choose when you going to call me, it's like you got something else going on. Like,
Yeah.
handle that. Because if I'm giving you my extra space and time and you can't do that, then I can't rock with you.
Yeah. And I completely understand understand that perfectly. So I wasn't gonna talk about this till later, but since you brought it up now, I'll go ahead and talk about it now. What really sucks is it's usually based off who you are choosing. But the problem today is that it's so easy to choose those type of guys because they're the ones that have the balls to come and talk to you. They're the ones that usually are attractive enough to get you. They're tall enough, whatever it is about them that is attractive. It's probably attractive to multiple other women. If you look at Tinder studies, women only swipe right like on 5% of dudes. Like basically all the women are all swiping on the same guys basically. And like and Tinder literally stopped posting these studies because it was showing such bad numbers that basically all these women were all choosing the same type of guys. And so like that's what actually happens is you end up just choosing the wrong guys. If y'all this is a big debate that I like to have all the time. Should you lower your standards and choose the beta simp guys that are going to treat you better, that are going to want the relationships? I don't know. I think after you've slept with so many people, you can't really go backwards. Like you've already experienced certain things, and it's like if you go backwards, you're just going to make that guy's life horrible, and he's going to be insecure. It's not going to work. So like a lot of women are in this really weird middle ground where like you don't know what to choose. Like you don't like y'all want a certain type of guy, but those aren't the type of guys that are going to be serious with y'all. Like that's and like y'all got to realize anytime y'all think a guy's attractive or like you have that burning genuine desire almost for him or something just based off of looking and talking to them, I promise you there's a lot of other women that got that same feeling that you did. And that's the horrible thing. And so it's like, well, what do? Do you downsize? Do you choose the 5'7" guy who makes $40,000, the average man? or do you keep shooting up? You know, it's like, but there's something called hypergamy that women are always going to shoot up. Y'all are always going to try to have the best that you can. It's in your DNA. It's literally hardwired because your body is thinking about having children. It's always thinking about that. And the only way to have children is for somebody to take care of you. Because if this was 2,000 years ago and you got knocked up by, or say you slept around and everybody knew you as like the town whore, and you had, you know, and like say like nobody could tell whose son it was because there's no DNA test, stuff like that, you would die. You and your kid's life were going to die because nobody's going to provide for you. So it's in your DNA to look for that provider type of guy, to always shoot for the best one. That's why it's also sometimes in y'all's, it's kind of intrinsic for you to not want to sleep around, which is something that I'm sure you've learned a lot through religion, you know, like, and it's something that's very hardwired in all of us, you know. But yeah, I would try to give advice for your exact situation all the time, and it's so hard because how can I tell you to downgrade, you know? It's a really hard debate. Why don't you go, because me and you debate this all the time, bro. So why don't you give her a good point also?
So I will say, honestly, as everybody said, she doesn't look 38. She looks pretty good for her age.
Thank
But
you.
I will say this: the reason why a lot of the guys that you date, particularly, I guess, don't want to take you seriously, is because you already have a child. And I don't want to use the C word, but I'm going to say pinhead. And what that means is he doesn't want to be made a weak survival man by taking care of somebody else's child. So you've already came with extra baggage on. You said you have a 15-year-old, so he would have to take care of you and him.
Mm-hmm.
And because you already have that child, he has an extra responsibility. But he doesn't have, honestly, a man that's taking care of another woman's child. He doesn't have the full authority because that's not his child. So you're still going to kind of have supreme rulership and reign when it comes to your child. It's going to be certain things that you're not going to allow him to do because that's not biologically his child. And so that's the wrestle with coming as a single mother. A lot of men don't want to take that risk. Some are. I'm not saying because obviously you have a lot of men out here that do particularly marry and date single mothers, but they don't want to take care of another man's responsibility.
Yeah, and like I have a daughter, and I'm not with the baby, my mother's or her mother anymore, you know. And like she's a very relationship girl. Like as soon as we broke up, she had no trouble finding another guy, you know that. But I'm sure he's not this amazing height. I'm sure he doesn't have this crazy income, you know. She just kind of lower her standards, but she's happy, and I'm happy too because I want my daughter to grow up in another home with another strong male figure. So like there's like sometimes it's worth it to take the sacrifice, even sometimes for your kids, so they have the good role model. But it's hard, like he's saying, for certain guys to take that position. It's really hard because sometimes they grow attachment to that child, and at any point it can be taken away from them. That is the saddest part about choosing to be a stepfather, is like is that your kid could be taken from you at any moment, because that once you spend, it's like a pet. Once you spend so much time with it, you're gonna love that thing regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the thing most men fear, honestly. Let's see. For the next question, I want to know, what hobbies do y'all have? We'll start right here on this time.
Me? Oh, I don't know. I just love to do anything fun. I love to dance. Anything, running, music. Um, I'm just an adventurous person. I don't think there's anything that I won't try, as long as it won't put me in jail or kill me. I mean, skydiving, bungee jumping.
You'll do all the fun
Hell
shit.
yeah, like I'm that friend. Call me for it all. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like it all.
Right.
So not one hobby, but
No,
anything. You
yes,
just crazy.
I'm down for whatever.
I'm just kidding.
Food, everything. Let's go. You know.
What about you? What's a hobby you got?
I'm really into singing myself.
I could see you being a singer.
Yeah, I like to sing. I'm really a homebody, so I'm like usually at home writing in my journal, listening to music. Like I really just be in my own zone.
That's a really good hobby, I feel like. No.
Sing us a line for us.
I mean, if you're that type of person, please.
Like, not right now. My vocal cords, they not.
You need some tea with honey.
Yeah, that's exactly what I need.
What about you, bro? Why don't you let them know your hobbies?
So I like to work out, of course, read books. I'm a big anime watcher. Right now, I'm not watching anime. I'm watching Living Single, so that's another story. That and eating out at restaurants and going to bars. That's about it.
Okay. What about you? What hobby you got?
I like working out, going to the gym, getting these glutes right.
The gym. That's everybody's hobby these days.
Right? That's good.
Yeah, it's everybody's healthier, I hope.
I like writing. Just like getting way like more into writing and things like that.
What kind of writing? I'm curious.
So I have a quote page, but I like just writing like poems and things like that. I write like songs that don't ever get released.
Spit a haiku for us right now.
You got to team up with the
Haiku.
singer so y'all can work together.
I'll
You know?
spit a rhyme.
Yeah, if you got one memorized, do it.
It might be a little embarrassing.
Okay.
It's a little explicit because it's like when I write, sometimes I write like raps, but it's not like really my image. I'm just like I have fun with it, and I feel like I'm decently good at
Might
it.
be some erotic Meg the Stallion stuff.
Yeah, it definitely gives Meg the Stallion. That's for sure.
I mean, that's funny.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm rap for y'all.
Okay. That's fine. You don't have to. I wouldn't want to either. What about you? What's your biggest hobby?
So I recently got into tennis. I also am into fitness. I like cooking, writing, reading.
Tennis is really good.
I know. It's actually a really good workout.
I honestly think tennis is a really good sport for people to do with their spouse for some reason. I don't know why. I've never done it with
That'd be
one,
cute. I've been seeing
but
it- I've
but
been seeing
just
it
from
on
playing
TikToks.
it in my past as I've always thought, man, if I had a girl that would want to do this, it'd be a really good sport to do together. Now I want to know, did you grow up in a two-parent household or a single-parent household? We'll start on your side this time.
Single parent household.
Single parent. What
Just
about you?
with father or mother?
Yeah. Which one? Which single parent was it? Your father or your mother?
Mother, but then I went to my father, so
At what age?
12.
Oh, cool. What about you?
They were together when we were younger, and then they divorced later on.
Okay.
Like around what age?
12.
Okay.
What about you, bro?
Typical stereotype black man, single parent home.
Single mother? Yeah. Okay. What about you?
My parents were together until I was 18.
18.
Yeah.
Hey, they stuck it out
hit
for
the
the
mark.
kids.
Yeah.
For real. What about you?
I'm a daddy's girl.
Your daddy's girl?
Yeah, single
Okay.
dad.
Single dad.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you took really big accountability earlier and talked about stuff, and I feel like you got that from being raised by a father, because that's definitely a trait that I don't see. That like when you did that, I was kind of shocked, because it's just something we don't see a lot on the show, to be honest. Like
Thank you.
it's something that you very rarely see, actually. I just want to know. Well, let me read your soup chats really quick. I want to keep up with them tonight. The first one from Joe Cole. We got $2. Spending the last of my welfare check to support. Thank you, Joe Cole. I needed that, man. You don't, but hey, keep your welfare, bro. I'm not trying to. I don't want you to be under the street. Oh, Michael Meatruck with $1. Thank you so much, bro. The biggest mod in on YouTube in the United States. Right there. Thank you, Michael, making it hail the pennies on us. $5 from Humbre of the House. Would the women delete all their personal social media for a marriageable husband? No exceptions. Only social media allowed is business or family. So would y'all delete all your personal social media for a marriageable husband? I'm guessing that means like a really good guy, like a very like hot, like the perfect guy. Would you?
Already on it.
Already on it. She deleted immediately. What about you?
No, same. Already on it.
Already on it. What about you?
Yeah, it's gone.
If it's for
What
the good guy.
Yep, you got that work.
Wow, this is a really good
Yeah.
panel.
Yeah.
We
This
never
is
have
interesting.
panels
This
like
is
this.
really interesting.
We've had a lot of panels where it's mostly the girls say, "Fuck no, I ain't deleting my shit." Like I'll choose that all day. Hey, black men do talk, man. What is up? Thank you
Hey,
for
shout
pulling
out
up,
to
bro.
you. I don't know if that's
It's
streets,
streets,
but shout
yeah.
out to you, bro.
It is probably streets, yeah. Dude, what's up, streets? Thank you, bro. Now I want to know, what can y'all improve on? What's something that we can get better at so we're better in a relationship? We'll start with you again.
I would say vulnerability. I recently learned that I have a very hard time being vulnerable with people in general, but especially men. When it comes to men, I'm very, I guess, hard body. Like I try to act as though I have everything together. Like I have no emotions. So I definitely am working on just being more vulnerable.
Hey, you don't want to push away the perfect guy. It sounds like you got a lot going for you, so you don't want to push away like the really good one, acting like that, acting a little stuck up there or something. Your pride's gonna get to you. So what about you? What's something that you can improve on, you think?
Definitely pride. I definitely do have a lot of pride, and it's like, again, I was like saying about how I know I can be like nonchalant sometimes, like I don't care. So just also showing more emotion and things like that. And I've dealt with, I would say, what the public might say high value men, and when you deal with the high value man, I feel like they also have that, like they have that kind of alpha male stance, like, oh, you want
They got the pride too.
yeah, exactly. And then that's it, because I'm in my prideful zone, you're in yours. Well then, damn, like that's it.
What's it called? It's called the whenever they're looking for planets that like could be habitable, they call it in the Goldilocks zone. And it's like that's what women have to do. Y'all have to find a guy in the Goldilocks zone,
No,
because if you go
seriously.
too high value, he got too much pride. There's no way he's gonna settle for you. But you gotta find the guy in the Goldilocks zone. You know what I'm saying? I just thought of that. That's really funny. So what about you, bro? What's something that you can improve on? You think?
For me,
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, like we was talking about earlier, my weight, trying to cut down.
Yeah.
Like for me, I've been working on my humility as far as like when it came to be RP. Like honestly, like I said a couple of days ago, I honestly have came to the recognition, as Kevin Sanders said. I know we talked about it, women having the need to be right. I have also have come to the understanding of having to humble myself in the sense of needing to be right, and into more of like having a fair understanding and sharing my perspective, and rather that person changes their mindset and what's that's on them.
Yeah, like putting your perspective out there and just letting it see what happens, kind of, instead of trying to force it on people.
For sure.
Yep, I feel that completely. You know how me and you are. Like, I'm the same way as him, guys. Like me and him are the same when it comes to debating about stuff. So what about for you? What can you improve on?
I would probably piggyback off of the previous answer, vulnerability, not, being so hard body, I guess, acting like I have it all together and not needing anybody for anything and being misindependent, and it's hard to break out of when that's all you're raised a certain way, so you act a certain way in adulthood. And I would also honestly say my attitude, because when I get angry, it'd be over. It's over.
I gotta ask really quick though, since it's kind of feels like a trend. Is this vulnerability issue? Is it because of trauma? Is it because something happened with the guy?
Yes.
So this is because other guys fucked up or did certain things. So now you're
not
like,
even guys. Yeah, period.
Okay.
People, period.
okay.
Friends,
So, but
like,
stuff has happened to made y'all like at this point where there's a lot of guys that are kind of getting the shit in the stick because of something else that happened to you in your past, though.
Unfortunately.
I feel like
Unfortunately,
I'm hyper aware now. Like, and my friends have actually told me like they feel like I look for it, but it's because when you have been right so many times about certain things,
Mhm.
you're like,
I can see
again.
it. I can see it.
Yep,
It's coming.
again, you know what
At
I
least
mean?
you're seeing the red flags. So, what about you? What can you improve on? You think?
I'd have to say probably vulnerability and patience because of the same, like I could have feelings for you and I may not tell you just because I feel like, oh, you don't deserve it, or maybe you might not take it the same way, or maybe if I'm giving myself, it might be too soon or too something. So I'll kind of sit back, see how you feel, and, put myself out there, maybe not. And I'll probably say patience just because, like I said, I'm a daddy's girl, so we had it together, and I'm a mom, so I got it together. So
You expect any man to be the fucking man,
So
yeah.
it's like I have to tell my friends sometimes it's frustrating. Like I shouldn't have to tell you how to date me. Like I'm easy. Like I said, I'm that girl. Like whatever you want to do, I'm with it. So if I have to tell you to be consistent, if I have to tell you to call me, if I have to tell you, it's like sometimes people say, well, men aren't told or taught, you know what I'm saying, how to date women. Like, that they have a Southern girl or other women, they just let them sit back and don't let them do, don't make them do certain things. There are women that'll cook, clean, and do it all. And so a man doesn't know to take out the trash or open the doors or things like that. Like I said, being a mom, I understand what you're saying because it's hard. Like I don't like simple things like toilet seats being up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my son always, toilet seats always down, always opens the door for me. Like he's the man. So if I come in and I'm on a date and you don't open the door for me, it's like, and I try to be patient. Like, okay, maybe it's been a long time for him too, or maybe he just doesn't know. So I just have to think patience and can't think because of how I was raised and how I'm raising that he understands the same.
I'm super curious if these guys are the type of guys that like literally aren't learning it like you're saying, or if they just don't care. Like if they get so much play, they're just like, I really don't give two shits about
I
this
feel
person.
like they don't care.
Okay,
At this day and age, I feel like it's like we're grown. You be on social media. We're exposed to everything. Y'all know what chivalry is.
Like they know what they're supposed to do.
And it's like my thing is, I just take things at face value. You are what you show me, essentially, and I, try to give people grace. But at the same time, we're at the age where you know what you're doing. You know how to.
So
Yeah.
So he's choosing not to be traditional. Now I gotta ask. Do y'all think that they're choosing not to be traditional because y'all aren't traditional women? Let's start over here really quick. Do you do you think that he might be like, why should I be doing all this traditional stuff when she's a mother that's 38 and like she's not a very traditional woman. Why should I sit here and be traditional for her?
No, because I don't ask anything I can't give. And I mean, I did it the right way. I met my son's father at 18. We got married at 21. We had a baby at 22. We got divorced at 24. He couldn't be faithful and he couldn't keep his hands to himself. That's the end of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to, be a victim. I'm not. That's not.
There might be people who disagree with me on this, but I sadly think that maybe you should try to make it work, even though he was unfaithful. I don't know how high value this man was. Like, I don't know how much money he made or anything, but it's just like if he made a certain amount of money or he was super attractive, it's just like that's one of those things that's hard to fight. Like
Who?
like the guy, like the guy you divorced,
Oh,
like your ex.
no.
Like, was he really attractive or did he make good money?
Well, we were 18 when we met.
Oh, so he was also your age too?
Yeah. And
Okay.
so, I mean, now, like, my son's 15, so we've been divorced 14 years. He's remarried, got 2 other kids. Like, no, like,
But you don't think it could, like, do you think he cheats on that new wife that he has?
Well, before he got married, he was still trying to be with me. So, I mean, I don't know how.
So you think he's still a player like that?
Probably so.
Yeah.
He ain't going, nah. He's
Yeah.
horrible.
No,
You know what I'm saying? He's
I'm just
horrible.
sometimes I'm just very hard about keeping the family together. And the thing is, like, how I was saying earlier, like, I don't blame women for having to be hypergamous or like choose the best man because I know it's in y'all's DNA. Like, I know it's a hardwired thing. There's nothing to be mad about. I feel the same way for those guys that I consider high value because to be able to get that burning, genuine desire out of multiple women like that, that is something that is extremely rare. That's why a guy, for all of history, Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, these people were looked at as badasses because they had families across the world and they had tons of kids and stuff like that. Like they could get sex from multiple different kinds of women. And that's what made them so valuable. That's actually what made the women like them so much. You know what I'm saying? So, like, sometimes I feel like if you're dealing with one of those type of guys to keep the family together, sometimes you just have to accept they're going to sleep around. And it's a horrible thing to think about. I actually teach guys to not do this. I'm very strong on Christian values and to not cheat. I think it's better for the household. I think it's better for the kids. So, like, I highly talk against these things. But if you're the type of situation where, like, you had everything perfect, y'all were young, like, y'all did everything perfect, up until him being a cheater. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like maybe it's worth it, but I honestly disagree with it too. At the same time, I'm saying I'm giving advice, but at the same time, I disagree with my own advice. So, but do you have anything to say along that? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
something that you actually know a lot about.
So when it comes to us talking about vulnerability, I know that there's a statement that a lot of women make. He's a man, I'm gonna make him be a man. It's kind of a catchy thing with that. And what I mean to say is that you got beta males out there that will try to fix your issues. And shout out to Mr. Lucario. He talks about that you should not try to fix a woman's emotions. A lot of times, when men go through trauma and hard situations with women, they try to fix their emotions. No, what you rather need to do is allow her to sit in her emotions until y'all can talk as regular human adults instead of like going back and forth, because that's really a big norm, especially in the Black community. It's more of like bickering and trying to argue back and forth. Actually, it's not said, but a lot of times, let's just be fair. When men go back and forth with women, you're not in your masculine energy.
True.
You're in your
Yeah.
feminine energy. So what you need to do is that you need to hear her out. You need to say what you need to say. If she doesn't listen, that's on her. But you don't need to try to go back and forth because women are the masters of emotions. So as a man, you're never going to win trying to go back and forth with a woman. And so you need to speak your piece. Whatever happens, happens. But she needs to sit in those emotions. And when y'all can come and talk as regular adults without her being too emotional, that is how the solution is going to happen.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. So how should I take it if there's a man that's always in his emotions and always it's like always something about his emotion and his feelings, and I don't feel safe to express how I feel because he's always making it about him?
You mean like he's always aggressively emotional? Is that what you mean by that? It's not
like how you're saying to sit there and listen. I understand that, I agree, but if he's not sitting there and listening, then how can we move forward if he's always in his feelings and it's always about him? Like, is that just going to tell me that that's not somebody that's for me, or is that when I'm supposed to be patient for him to sit and get out of his feelings?
honestly, that would probably be your best bet to lead a relationship, because it's with those type of men, it's always going to be a monotonous cycle, because emotional men are not wrapped up in their masculinity. They're wrapped up in their feminine. Now, Politically correct, the social society will tell him that he is being masculine when he's not being masculine. But yeah, you're never. This is the thing. I understand that women, they want to try to get the bad boy to try to fix him. You're never going to fix a man. That man has to work on himself and fix his internal and mental problems.
You did everything perfectly, but the problem, I can tell you right now, the problem was at the very beginning of the vetting. Like, did he have some type of family issues? Did he not have a mother or father? Was there anything missing like that?
He was raised by his mom.
Yeah, so
his
like,
mom left his dad.
and
So
sadly, I think you did everything right, except for the one vetting issue is that you saw that red flag and you kept him, but that's honestly what the red flag was. Like that's all it was. And that emotional issue, like he's saying, it's probably never going to go away because it's instilled in him from his mother. So like, but honestly, yeah, I mean, you did your best. I think that like I give you props, honestly, for how you handled it. Like honestly,
I got a question
yeah, go ahead.
regarding that. Now, this is no shots at you though. What other male figure do you have in your life other than your father that would be a great male figure for your son?
well, up until about a year ago, he had my bonus dad, my stepdad. He had passed away from a heart attack,
Mm.
and he actually has his dad. Like his dad is,
Fully there.
30 minutes away. He just hasn't seen him since June. He has the kind of dad like if my son is a teenager, so if he wants to hang with his friends and say, "Hey, Dad, can I come over tomorrow?" instead of the next day, his dad gets mad. So his dad hasn't contacted our son since June. My son's birthday was in August. It's January 2023.
Yeah.
So it's a choice. Like I'm not that mom. Like whatever you want to do, you can call him, text him, get him. It's been 14 years, but that's it. So it's just football, family, friends, family, things like that. But he's an AB honor roll student. He's in football, basketball, and track. I think I do all right.
Yeah. Did you have another
Ma'am.
question?
I do. And this is going to be a controversial take, and this is for the ladies. Do you think, as a single mother, you can properly raise a young man to be masculine?
Yeah, we'll start with you since you're the single mother. Yeah.
My son is a whole man. But yeah, me and my son are. It's hard sometimes because he recently told me that he's going through things that I can't help him with. And so we talk about everything. Like we talk about everything from girlfriends to porn to bad days to like we talk. We're peanut butter and jelly. But there's things that I can't help him with, and it's frustrating because he does have a father that's here, and he chooses not to be. So I definitely feel that men don't realize how important their role is in a child's life. But I'm doing it. He'll be all right without him.
Okay. No, what about you? I want to ask all the girls that. Do you think a boy can grow up in a single mother household and be okay?
For
That
sure.
you can raise him to be a masculine
That
man,
you can raise him to be a
just
masculine
as
man?
equal as a man, a male figure in his life.
100%. I feel as though, regardless of how you were raised, you know what you're looking for. You know how a man is supposed to act or how you would want him to act. So simply all you have to do is apply those same gestures and raise your son up to be the man that society will not want to shoot down, but help stand up. And unfortunately, in the Black community, we face that every day. So we have to raise our sons up to be the most outstanding citizens possible. Whether they choose that path or not is up to them. But as Black mothers and as mothers, period, it's important, especially for our sons, to be raised as best as we can do by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll piggyback off what she said because my son actually tells me that by his father not being around, it tells him what he doesn't want to be and what he doesn't want to do.
That's good. He has the self-realization to have that.
So I feel like where you said we absolutely 100%, I feel like by him not getting certain things or by him seeing like I'm pulling myself together, I'm struggling, I'm doing, he knows mentally, physically, emotionally what he needs. Mm-hmm. So he's not going to do what his dad's doing. Like he knew when his dad was trying to talk to me when he was engaged, he's like, he's a cheater. Like, so he didn't want that. He doesn't, you know what I'm saying? He gets that energy. He knows what he wants. He knows what role models he wants.
Yeah.
So I feel like you said, that helps because he sees me. I'm not the kind of mom, I don't bring men around my son. He wants me in a relationship, but he doesn't see just men over. So he's not going to think anything of it.
Okay. Well, I want you to answer it too.
Can we go last with him?
Oh yeah,
before
yeah, we'll go last. Yeah, let me ask you just really quick. What do you think? Or what was the question you said?
Yeah. Do you think a single mother can raise her son to become a real masculine man?
Yes.
just as
I do
just
believe
as
so.
effective with a male figure in his life.
Yes, I do believe so. I also believe that it takes a community to raise a child. So I feel like if that mother surrounds herself with the right people, then she can definitely raise
The
him to
right male
be-
role models around her.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
But just as a woman, do you
Yes.
think you can do it just as effectively?
Yes.
What do you think?
I definitely think, like you said, it takes a community. And just, if you have you have your father or cousins or whatever male
Uncles,
figures
yeah.
you have in your family that you would like your son to be around, that should, reflect the values that you want him to have instilled in him. Yeah, definitely. Yes, you can raise him how you want, but also being around the opposite sex, or sorry, well, his
sex,
yeah,
yeah.
his sex, and just having those around him, is just as important too.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So go ahead. What do you think, bro?
So I would disagree that a woman can't fully raise a boy to be a man. And this is coming from somebody that was raised in a single parent home. For me, I met my real biological father when I was 13. And it's been a rocky road since I was a teenager to now as an adult man with my father. Shout out to my father. I love my father. But initially, when he did came into my life, it was a lot of victimhood mentality for me, and a lot of pointing the blame on why he wasn't around and this and that. And then as I grew older as an adult, I started to unlearn things and unpackage things, and it started to put me more into my masculine energy as a man. So honestly, every young boy, he needs some kind of male figure in his life, because I hate to say it, but a lot of single moms, they raise their sons to be son husbands. And what I mean by that is son husband is
Yeah.
you raise the boy to worship the female, and he doesn't really put himself first before the woman. And so
And he doesn't even mean to do that. It's accidental because he loves his mom. He was only
For
raised
sure.
by you.
for
Yeah.
sure.
No, and that's the biggest thing that I was just gonna say. Also, is basically exactly what he said. Is it's gonna make it's gonna, like, you can try as hard as you can for you to put all that masculine energy into him as much as you can, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why statistics show single mother households, usually equals a lot of bad things, drug addiction, prison. There's a lot of bad, like, if you look at the statistics, it just looks horrible for single mothers sometimes. But no, but I honestly think that you're doing a really good job because at least your father was in your life, and, like, I think that you're a little bit ahead of a lot of other women in your same position because you were raised by a single father. So hopefully, like, he's seeing a lot of his grandfather, and he's, like, learning a lot from him, hopefully. Um Now I want to know, though. Let's get kinky. What's y'all's kinks? Yeah, sexual kinks. We're gonna start with the Christian girl.
I'm abstinent.
You're abstinent, so you don't have no kinks. But even, like, for the few guys that, like, you've had something with, like, was there a kink that you discovered? I mean, your dream guy might be watching on YouTube. You never know.
Let me think. Come back to me.
Come back to you. All right. What about you?
I hope my mom and dad don't see this. I like getting my ass smacked.
Okay, that's not even that bad, man. That's not. You got a kink, bro? You want to tell YouTube a kink?
That and I guess
Tabletop.
tabletop.
Okay. All right. What about you? A kink?
I feel like it's not that bad. Mine, I just like to be praised. I have a praise kink.
You like to be worshipped and
Yeah.
praised. Oh yeah. What about you?
Let me think about mine because y'all is real G.
I mean, it can be simple. It can be like whispers. I don't know.
No,
Did you think of anything? A foot fetish?
No.
You know, like your toes sucked?
I don't want to say praise, but definitely tell me how pretty I am.
Yeah.
And then I guess ear stuff, but like not for real.
Okay.
But not
Yeah.
Ear stuff and what?
Ear stuff, but not for real. Like
Can you into the mic? Because
ear stuff, but not for real.
What's that mean?
Yeah. What do you mean not for real? I'm confused.
It can be like a few seconds, and after a while, I'm like,
Oh yeah. So don't, like, be tickling, like,
oh, okay.
ear fucking you. Okay. Did you
I
get think of
mean,
something?
I just like anything, just sensual. But if you want a kink, I mean, I like to be choked.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I knew was
That
gonna
is a
come.
kink.
I knew that was going to come.
That's what we were looking for.
From
Was
me.
Somewhere.
yeah. I mean, that's what happens as you
Oh,
get
God,
older.
my
You gotta
son
start.
can't see this.
You gotta start seeing some weird shit. I just thought of this just randomly. I just thought that maybe because you have a son. What do y'all think about Andrew Tate, the guy who's huge on just across the world right now? Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
tell me about him. I might know.
Oh,
Him.
guy.
Do you know who he is? You know who he
Yeah.
is? You know who he is? Do you know who he is? the reason why I want to bring him up is because you have a son that's 15 years old, and so he's a very big male role model right now. I bet if you ask your son, he'd actually probably know who Andrew Tate is right now.
Oh, yeah,
He's the misogynist that just went to jail.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they call him, is the misogynist, because he's like the biggest person on. He just got canceled off of every platform because of his videos talking about women should do this, men should do this, basically being, what people would call as a misogynist, like say. But in reality, he's just stating actual facts. Like he's just saying men are good at these things, women are good at these things. Like he's just saying things that are very accurate, but in reality, it triggers a lot of people because a lot of people don't like hearing stuff like that these days. But you definitely should ask your son about him. I really think you should, because we're talking about male role models, and honestly, he's a really good male role model. Like, don't get me wrong, some of his clips can look very bad if you watch them, but if you watch his full context of his videos and like a lot of his content, you would see that he's really trying to fix the world. He's really trying to bring men and women back together. He's really trying to like make men into men again, because like we're talking about, it's very easy for a kid to be raised by a single mother, which is tons of boys today, and they don't have that masculine role model to teach them how to be a real man. So that's why we like, I like to say, like on the show, I don't think that like women are bad. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some women that are hoes and there's some women that are really shitty, but in my opinion, there's just as many shitty guys that are being really shit, or they act like bitches, like they're bitch made, they act very feminine. Like y'all, like I guarantee y'all know, well, I'm like the emotional man, this is all very feminine stuff. So we need people like Andrew Tate to fucking show men what a man is, to show that men aren't emotional, like we don't do these things, like we don't cry and complain like little girls and stuff, like we're supposed to be stoic. Like, we're not learning these things from our fathers. I didn't learn it from either one of my fathers. I have two amazing fathers, and I wasn't taught stoicism or anything like that. And even though this is things that Andrew Tate is showing lots of young men across the world, and everybody should be encouraging it right now, honestly. Did you have some? Yeah. Go. Oh yeah, you
I
go.
was gonna say, like, I never watched any of his videos. I don't really know anything about him, but I
Talk
did
a
see a
little
post of him getting arrested for, I believe, like sex trafficking or something.
Yeah.
And the
They're trying to
comments
take
were
him down.
very funny because all the women were like, period, like, as he should get arrested. And then all the men were like, he said this was gonna happen, like he called this, he said he was gonna get arrested, da 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 da. And I was just kind of laughing at like how different of opinions both women and men have.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, did y'all see what happened with Brittany Renner? Brittany Renner went on Pearl's
I love
podcast.
her.
Shout out to Pearl, because she was on my podcast a couple months ago. She went on Pearl's, or he went on Pearl's podcast with Brittany Renner, and Brittany Renner was posting a bunch of stuff like, I learned so much, I'm going to change, I'm taking accountability for my past. And she was dragged on her own Instagram, dragged into the comments. Go read the comments of the picture of her and Andrew. All of her fans were like, I'm unfollowing you. Can't believe you're supporting this guy. He's a sex trafficker. He's all these things. Like, they were dragging her for taking accountability, for saying, damn, I shouldn't have married the NBA player because obviously he cheated on me. Like, I shouldn't have been a hoe my whole life and fucked all these different stars. I take it all back. She got dragged for that. For saying that. That's insane. That's the world we live in today. Yeah, but yeah, that's
I love her.
man, yeah, it's crazy. Go
You
ahead.
said
though.
you love her?
I do. I like
Well, now I like her too. Now
I
after
love
she
her
changed.
Here we
platform. I feel
go.
like she's a real person.
So as far as Andrew Tate goes, I'm not the biggest Andrew Tate fan, but I will say he does implement a lot of like important masculine principles. What I hate when it has come to the internet culture with Tate and people like Myron is that a lot of men want to implement replicate them when these are dark triad dudes that went through a lot of shit. Andrew Tate is an ex-boxer. That dude has got his face kicked in and has winning plenty of fights. Myron is an ex-federal agent. Not the average man cannot replicate his life. I respect these dudes or the lifestyle they live, but like I said, my problem is majority average man trying to replicate their lifestyle when they have a darker lifestyle than most of the average men do.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you on that. See, that's the issue, ladies. Like, and y'all gotta understand, a lot of these channels and stuff, they're teaching guys to sell y'all the dream. So if y'all have a guy that's literally saying everything to you that you want to hear, it's because they're reading books, they're watching YouTubers, they're doing all this stuff to learn how to get inside y'all's head and get exactly what they want out of y'all. And they're very good at it. Like, there's books on this shit. Like, they know exactly how to manipulate women perfectly. So if y'all deal with one of these guys with these dark triad traits, like he's saying, or like they're very good at manipulating, like, yeah, you're never gonna win that. Like, that's why I told y'all, should you lower your standards? Should you go for the more average man, whether that's lower income or lower height or whatever it is? Like is it worth it? I don't know. Now I want to know though. We did all the kinks, yeah. How many of y'all had sex on the first date?
Yes.
Yes,
In college.
in college, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to answer it?
Classified.
Classified.
I don't think we've had this conversation, and I can't recall.
You make every guy wait like multiple dates.
No.
Gotta be one dude that was like, hey man, he's sexy. He look good. I'll take him home tonight.
No.
No?
Like I feel like it might have happened in the weekend, but I don't think it happened on the same night. Like we played this Never Have I Ever game, and I've been trying to think. Like I feel.
Somebody asked that on that game.
Yeah, and I've been trying to think about it, but I feel like it's happened like within the weekend. Sorry, sweetie. But within the same night, no, I don't think so.
But like meeting him and then y'all talking over a couple days and then it happening. Something like that, maybe.
No, now I know there might have been one where we might have met and then we hung out and then you know what I'm saying, we've known each other and then but it wasn't like we just met. We went on a date and then it happened. You know what I'm saying?
But there was instances like that though, like you're saying, where you knew the guy very well though, and then like it ended up happening though. Like he didn't have to do a lot more than that one date.
Yeah, it was way quicker than it probably should have been.
Yeah, no, that's all I was curious of. Yeah, go ahead.
Too quick. The reason why I say classified, it's not that because I have been sexually active, but the thing about it is, it's more important on the woman's side than the man's side because ultimately, the man has to depend on the woman if she wants to consent to having sexual sex. It's not on the man. The man has access to relationship, but the woman gives access to sex. So it's ultimately on the woman if she wants to sleep with you on the first night or not.
Yeah, no, I like to talk about something called burning genuine desire. Shout out to Rolo. There's a burning genuine desire, in my opinion. Really usually only comes up like if y'all have all slept with somebody on the first night, then y'all are going to always have that burning genuine desire for people that you let do it that quickly, basically. And so, but what my next question I wanted to ask is, how long do y'all make guys wait now? Like we all were talking about trauma and stuff, how you've learned things that you're never going to let happen again. Is this one of those things? Like, do you make guys wait 30, 60, 90 days now? We'll start with you.
I do. The goal is to be abstinent till marriage, but I do make guys wait now.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. Now,
You make them wait now? What about you?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Do you make them wait now?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time.
hell no.
I'm it's been such a long time since I've went on a date or been with a guy, but I'm just kind of like at the point where if it feels right, I don't really know like if I'd be like, okay, well it's been 2 weeks or if it's been 3 months. Like I don't know if I would do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm older, so like I'm trying to find my husband yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly think that
I'm not waiting 90 days to see if it's good or not. Like we need to check it out in 2 weeks and figure it out if we're gonna waste 90 days. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're really smart because that's basically it's in line with what I teach. Because the thing is, if y'all have let those guys in the past hit on the first night, these guys that y'all are making wait 60, 90 plus days or whatever it is, it's like she said, you're wasting each other's time. And she's totally right. Like you're never going to have that burning genuine desire for a guy you make wait 60, 90 days if you don't have that feeling on the first night. And I'm a true believer in this. Like I've had multiple relationships and they've always like my best relationships always started that way. And it's something that Rolo, a shout out to Rolo again, he talks about in his book all the time. It's a very I just don't think that like y'all three who said that y'all make the guys wait now. I honestly don't think you should because like I said, like you're wasting that guy's time and your time, in my opinion, I think. But yeah, good on you.
I know people that have had sex on the first night and they have been together 12 years, 15 years, married, got kids, successful. So if that's what you're thinking mentally, that if I have sex on the first night, it makes me a whore, they're not going to like me. That's not going to be the case.
The guys who act that way are guys who haven't had enough sex, because a guy who's had a lot of sex, he knows that when a woman does that, she really is down for him. Whereas a guy who's a simp or a beta, he barely ever gets pussy. He's like, oh, she gave it to me on the first night. She's a hoe. She must be a hoe. And then they run away from it. It's like, man, that was the one girl that actually liked your stupid ass. What about you? Or what were you going to say, bro?
I was gonna say, as far as that 30 or 90-day rule, which I think I don't know if that's for sure he's the one that made it up, because I first heard about that through Steve Harvey. Holistically, if a woman makes you wait, she considers you a beta male provider elite.
Yeah,
Facts.
basically. Yeah, you're just a beta male provider that she's just trying to like fall back on to maybe provide for something. I really don't. I just That's and this is something like, and we also try to say, don't raise your number, your body count, like because we'll go ahead and talk about that also. I'll just ask that really quick, so then it goes into it. Do you think a high body count for a woman's bad?
No.
No. Do you think a high body count for a woman's bad?
No.
No. Do you think a high body count for a woman's bad? Do you think it's bad? No. You go first, DC. You want to? What do you think?
For me, I really don't care, man. And the reason why me and Street him sat out the street, we talked about that before. The reason why I don't care about a woman's body count, because I'm like, look, we live in a globalized sexual marketplace. Understand, your average normie chick has been having a couple dudes that she's went through before she met you. And so you just gotta accept that. That's just the reality of it is. So yeah, don't really care about the body count.
Yeah.
For me, it's more about the characteristics of a woman more than the body count. Because here's the thing, women are gonna lie anyways. You're never gonna know the truth. Women have plausible deniability. So why are you worried about a woman's body count when you know psychologically women have a defense mechanism to not tell you the truth because they don't want to be shanked?
Very true. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all are never going to tell the truth anyways. Do y'all know how guys try to tell the number even if y'all lie to them? Do y'all know? No? No, y'all? The reason how we'll try to tell, just so you know, is by looking at your Instagram, just talking to you, the way type of person you are, just everything about your personality. And that's how a guy will judge you for that. So y'all might be like, oh, like, I really like this guy, but he just stopped talking to me afterwards. Like, why the fuck? He might have just saw something like on your Instagram or saw something about you, and he was just like, she's for the street, she a hoe. And like, it might not even be true. You might post bikini pictures all the time, but you've only had sex with 2 guys. That motherfucker doesn't care. He's judging based off of that. And in my opinion, guys have the leverage because y'all want relationships, y'all want a ring on your finger. Y'all have to think about what the guy wants. Like, yeah, y'all have a million options. Yeah, you get on Instagram, you got tons of DMs, but it's mostly simps and betas. So the guys that you really want, if they're low key thinking these things, you might want to think about it and maybe move different or just be a little bit different because those guys are like, y'all all said that, body count doesn't matter. Shit, if you're on a date with a dude that you really care about, you might need to say, yeah, it does matter. I got a low number. I don't sleep around, because the thing is, if y'all act like that, like, oh, it's no big deal at all, you're gonna scare away like the high value guy that you really want. And trust me, he'll never say anything. Guys are the king at never saying shit. I'm gonna look at y'all like brother, like an uncle, like a father right now, because I have a daughter and I want her to grow up in a better world and stuff like that. That's how I'm not trying to sleep with any of y'all. Okay. I'm telling y'all straight up how men think because I just want to help you. It's no benefit of me. Trust me. I get no benefit out of fucking telling y'all this shit. If anything, I get the internet hating me more than ever. But yeah, to be honest, guys, y'all should worry about your body count. And I'll explain to y'all why too. Because if the guys are smart and they're looking at certain statistics, there are statistics online that show marriage happiness drastically falls down after fucking after 6. After 6 bodies, drastically drops again after 10, and it drops even more after 20. So like there's statistics that scare men into being like, well, fuck, she's been with fucking 20 people, I am not taking that seriously. And it's harder to pair bond with somebody the more people you've been with. I think this is true for men and women, but y'all do release oxytocin when y'all have sex. When y'all have orgasm, y'all release more oxytocin than us. So y'all do have a harder bond. If y'all slept with 10 dudes that were really alpha guys that maybe got big dick, 6'4" or something like that, you might have like that type. Yeah, pause. You might have that like type of thing that you always want, and you're never gonna lock down a guy that's that badass, because they can get anybody. No, that's all I wanted to say about the body count thing. I feel like I'm the weird one. I thought you were gonna agree with me, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm just kidding. Let's go ahead and do. I gotta know, does size matter? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Does size matter?
It's hard.
I know it's hard. Pause.
Pause.
Does size matter? You can say it.
No one's gonna judge you.
Yeah, nobody's gonna judge you. This is
I don't
the.
care about being judged, to be honest, but
God's watching. Into the mic for us too, please.
honestly, it matters. But like, I'm a nice person, so sometimes if I do like you a lot, I'll let it slide.
You'll let it slide.
For the most part, it does matter.
It does matter.
For the petty part.
I'm not letting it slide.
You're not letting it slide.
No.
It does matter.
It does matter. Like,
Okay.
if I'm, giving you, if I'm being vulnerable in this way with you, I should be getting what I want. Same as you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something y'all ain't settling on, huh?
That's good.
What? So does size matter for you?
I want to say yes and no. Like, yes, it matters
But you've been
If
with the
you-
guy that didn't have it and you were still happy?
Well, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
say all of that, but I'm just saying, like, okay, if you don't have it and you know what you're doing, okay, yeah, you should be straight. You know, like you're good. But
There's enough women out here that have small vaginas or something. They might like it.
something like that, if that's
I
what
know
you
there's a
wanna
name for it. There's a
say.
name for women that have like I don't know, but their vagina's too small, and like those guys are meant for them, right?
Well, I guess so. If
Yeah.
that's the way you want to go about it, baby.
Does size matter? Oh, we got nothing but size queens at the table tonight.
Well, I was in a situation, and it it was not good. And I was trying to figure out every way to get out of it. So the short answer is yes.
It does matter.
But the long answer is, I mean, you know, like if I really like you and the vibe and energy is good, like I'm not even gonna
Think about
think
that.
about that. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing of why I said I don't want to wait too long. Because if I like you and we're going on 3 months and then you're little pickle, then I'm like,
Oh, you wasted my time.
Yeah, but I feel like I have to try to, maneuver. Some things we can work out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, we can fix it. But
Wow, so like guys get a lot of shame for their dicks. Do y'all think that women get shamed for their vaginas ever for getting called wizard sleeves or anything like that? Do you ever think they get made fun of for that?
I'm sure they do, but not in front of us.
But not in front of
Yeah.
you?
I
No.
mean, I've heard guys say like, if
She got roast
dry,
beef.
Yeah, that.
She
or
got
if
roast
just, like,
beef?
dry or something.
What does that mean?
You've never-
hang like sleeve of wizard.
Yeah, hangs like a sleeve of a wizard. You know what it looks like. Think about it. Or a roast beef. You don't know?
It looked like them curtains right behind you.
Yeah, it looks like the curtains. You've never seen a vagina like that.
No.
No.
Hey, I think that it's okay for women to have these type of things, but man, just don't be mad when a man starts shaming you for having a wizard sleeve. Like that's all I'm saying. Like we could shame guys all day long for having small dicks, but be prepared because if I see that vagina and it looks like them curtains, I'm gonna call it out real quick. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
That's real quick. I know that they respond to it, but when it comes to the sausage thing, it's subjective because there is a thing called the dual mating strategy, and Rolla talks about this. So a woman, she can choose a man that has a big sausage and he's masculine, and she can also choose the guy with a small peen but has a lot of money.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of TikToks and information out there that really supports this. Women have a dual mating strategy. They'll choose the guy with maybe a small penis, but he has a lot of money, and then maybe the guy with the big penis with the
One who lays it down.
masculine energy. So yeah,
Yeah, and y'all was it's like what they like to call is alpha fucks beta bucks.
Yeah.
So like there's the beta that has the money and you're gonna take advantage of him, but you're still fucking the alpha the whole time. What
I think
were you gonna
that
say?
for me, it's not really about the size, but I noticed that if a man is small, it's more of their insecurity. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're
So-
gonna be completely
yeah,
different.
so
Yeah,
it's just kind of like I've been in a situation where it's small. It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
please help me get out. But then I was in a situation where like, did that just happen? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like let's amen. So I feel like it was a confidence thing, and
Yeah.
so that plays a big role as far as us women, as far as what turns us on, what doesn't, what we like, what we don't, because we don't really know if you're big or small until we see
it's
it.
small dick energy.
Yeah, but
It's
if you coming in,
and there's women with roast beef energy. Yeah, it like literally goes back and forth. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there is a lot of guys though with small
But
dick
I
energy.
also
for
feel
sure.
like it goes into skill because I've had like it don't gotta be like huge. I'm not like I don't care for like huge, but like there's been average men, but it's like if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, then yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee really quick, and we're gonna let our co-host take over and ask the next question. You can do any one of these, bro. Maybe the zodiac sign. I don't know. Yeah. You pick.
for sure. So my question would be to you ladies: what do you rate yourself? And I'll start with you
what do you mean, like on a scale?
on a scale to 1 to 10.
And I want to be a little more specific about that question. Rate yourself compared to every other woman in this dating marketplace, sexual market value.
1 to 10.
Can't use 7.
You said I can't.
Can't use 7.
Why?
Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
Exactly.
You can say 10. I know you're thinking it.
No, I don't. I try not to compare myself. I think I'm pretty different. I don't know. Let me think about that one.
So come back.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you
1
rate
to
yourself?
10.
I guess I would say like appearance wise or like
Like overall.
yeah,
General.
I guess I would be like a 6. I
6.
guess yeah.
Okay. Cool. What would you rate yourself?
I would say I'm an 8.5.
8.5. Okay. And what would you rate yourself?
I mean, I broke my scale, but on your scale, I'm a 10.
I like that.
So
Compared to the rest of the women in the dating market.
In this table right here,
No, it's just in the dating market in general. All
I'm a
women.
10. Yeah, I'm a 10.
10?
Wow. Have you met my friend Donnie back here?
Who's Donnie?
I'm Donnie, but yeah, he's fucking with you.
did you have your answer yet?
I don't know, because if I can't do 7, I'll say
7.5, 8.
yeah, I give myself a shimmy, a 7.5, about an 8.
Out of 8. Okay. And really quick, just to go around, why would y'all consider the number you choose?
Because I was gonna pick 7, but you say no, and so I'm not gonna like. I don't feel like I would lower myself. Like I look at myself and I feel like I'm amazing. Like there's women out there that are just they gotta have name brand this, they gotta have that. Like I don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just feel like overall, like I'm not gonna be no stay at home mom. I'm a work. I'm a hustler. Like I can be submissive. You know what I'm saying? I've been working since I was 13. Like I feel like all of it. Like I got a lot to offer, and so I'm gonna stick with 8.
Okay. Why would you say you chose the number you did?
I said 6, and I don't have a problem with it, honestly, because piggybacking off of everything, yes, I can do all of that, but I feel as though to me, certain things you're just supposed to do, not even as a woman, as a person. Like you're supposed to go out and get it on your own. You're supposed to be, like all of those things. So, and not everybody can do it. And so I commend the women and people in general that they can, because it takes a lot for us to, and still look this good. It takes a lot, babes. It takes a lot. But honestly, I would still give myself a 6 just because personally going into the dating world, there's a lot internally that I can still work on. And I'm very aware of that. I'm not going to say that I'm just perfect for the dating pool or, I'm perfect for my husband already. For sure, 100% not. I'm 21, still got a long way to go. I have a lot to learn.
Very humble. Yeah.
I love that.
And what about you?
Same. So I would say my best quality I like about me is my mindset and how I think and how I operate and my attitude. So I'm like, because it wasn't like too clear, like, is it based on looks or this? So just like as a general like scale, I feel like also what she was saying, like I know I have room to grow. So I feel like I'm right at there, not all the way up there, but still close, at an 8.5, where there are a lot of good things about me, but as I grow and things like that, there's room for growth to be better.
Sure. What about you?
I'm a 10, but I will say that there are areas of improvement that I do have.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not perfect. I know that I could definitely improve with just the way that I act sometimes. I said I lack vulnerability in some areas. So I know that I have a lot of areas to improve, but I do believe I'm a 10.
Okay. Let me say this, and I like Sergio, I'll go back to it.
Yeah.
I would consider myself a humble 6. And as far as it comes to a rating scale with women, surface level, a man consider you a 9 or 8 based off of your looks, but the longer y'all are together or the more he's around you, he's going to see those true colors unveiled between your characteristics, what you look behind, like, because I didn't sit in super chat. I'm about to talk about this. What you look behind that mascara, because there's some real witchcraft behind that. I'm not saying all women, but most women, they manipulate a lot with makeup. And so
Facts.
the guy's going to see the real you when you take all that makeup off and then all the wigs and the weave. I'm sorry, ladies, but at the end of the day, and then he's going to judge you off of your weight. There's a lot that comes into play with men. Surface level, we see you, okay, like this chick is an 8, but like, okay, how is she at home? How does she actually look when she's not dolled up in public? How does she treat other people? All those things are going to come to factors.
Yeah, that's really good, honestly. Another thing is like Kevin Samuels. Do y'all know who Kevin Samuels was? Kevin Samuels was. Kevin Samuels was. You did, yeah. Well, everybody at the table knows Kevin Samuels was. So like, did y'all like him? I'm guessing most of y'all didn't really like him though.
Well, honestly, I heard about him a lot after he had passed, so I wasn't really following him a lot when he was alive.
Okay.
So
Do you like him when you did hear stuff, or was it bad stuff usually?
I wouldn't really say that I heard enough to have
Mm-hmm.
a solidified opinion. I heard his name a few times, you know, in blogs, things like that, Shade Room.
But you
okay,
didn't watch
Kim Curly,
anything really.
yeah.
What about
Yeah.
you? Did
So the more I listen, I understood his message. I think his approach to how he delivered his message, definitely came across
he's being
pretty,
entertaining? Yeah.
so.
He's trying to get them clicks. Yeah.
But overall, him, telling men to be men and like women, how you should carry yourself, things like this. Just again, his delivery wasn't favorable in my
Y'all got to realize
opinion.
he's fucking with CTRs on YouTube. He's trying to just get the click through rate.
Yeah.
You know, he's just trying to get as many clicks as he can. What about you?
I didn't know about him until after he passed
Into the
away.
mic force.
But I didn't know about him until after he passed away. But what I did not like is people being happy over his death. I don't really know much about him. Back in the day, he's human, and he's not perfect. Like, I don't know why people are praising his death.
Yeah, that was really messed up about
Yeah.
it. And so, but the big thing, the reason why I'm bringing him up is because one of the big things that he always had on his shows was single mothers who were older. And the biggest thing that he always tried to teach was, look, you're calling yourself this number. You got to realize the kid brings you down to this. The age brings you down to this. You know, like, honestly, ma'am, you're actually at this. Like, he was very blunt, but you got to understand the reason. And like, he would always say something that there's all these average men, there's all these guys that make 50K a year. They're badasses. They work at HVAC. They're electricians. They're plumbers, whatever it is. But they are good fucking men that work really good, hard jobs, and they never get chosen. They never do. And honestly, those really good guys, like, they're at par with you sometimes. And like, you really like the biggest thing I loved about Kevin Samuels was that he was really good at humbling people to go and choose those really good men sometimes. But this is something that I like to debate all the time. Once somebody's experienced so much, can a woman humble herself and go down to a guy like that? Once you've experienced certain things, I think you're going to ruin that guy and yourself. You're just going to ruin the relationship,
And
Well, hold on. Wouldn't you ask them like what kind of men are they looking for first before you start like bashing the regular man?
Yeah, no. I was just making a point more than anything. But yeah, what
I
were
was
you
just
gonna say?
trying to piggyback back off of what he was saying, because when we were talking about that, and that's one of the reasons why, like I said, I would have said 7 if you didn't say we couldn't say 7. But it's because of that reason. Like, I don't go out as much as I used to, so a lot of people they'll either see me on Instagram or something. But because of that, they'll see me in a light and they'll be like, okay, she's pretty, and I feel like they always want me to wear makeup, dress up, do my hair, things like that. And this is me probably about a 75% of the time. But I'm a mom. I work from home.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to wear makeup every day, all day.
Oh, yeah, working from home, too?
I'm not the girl that goes to the gym and be taking pictures and selfies and squats and makeup. Like, my hair's in a ponytail. I work out and I sweat. Like, I'm not the girl that takes pictures in the gym and puts it there and records and things like that. And I find that sometimes it gets hard because either the men that feel like they are not good enough, they won't approach me. And the men that think they're too good, they approach me. But once they see that I'm not going to wear makeup every day, then it's like they'll get bored after a while, I guess.
I gotta ask something just based off of that. Do you usually chase the men, or do the men usually chase you? For the guys that you end up like actually taking serious and talking to?
Most of the time, I guess they chase me, approach me. But if I see somebody I'm attractive, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering the guys that end up in relationships usually, or situationships
that
with.
I've been in, they've approached me.
They've approached you.
Yes.
Okay. And what about you? What about you? What's your answer for that? Do you
Yeah,
usually approach them, or they approach you?
Usually I'm approached.
You're
9
approached.
times out of 10, I'm
Okay.
approached.
What about you?
I absolutely do not approach.
You never do.
They usually approach me, but I feel like I like guys who I approach more.
So I'm starting to think that today. So like I was talking about earlier, like, honestly, guys are the prize now. And before, don't get me wrong, I'll explain to y'all why though. Not every guy, okay? I know I love it because not every guy is the prize. I agree with you, but the reason why I bring that up is because they're the ones who give the rings. They're the ones who give the relationships. And before, don't get me wrong, when most women were all virgins, or when most women weren't sleeping around like they are today, y'all were definitely the prize, because men were trying to get that pussy, and we're going to be the best men physically possible to make it happen. But since pussy is very devalued now and any guy can get it from anyone, there's so many women that hand it out for nearly free for nothing, that y'all have to actually compete for the really good guys. Y'all are the ones that have to pursue. And like, my girlfriend pursued me. There's a lot of situations where usually if you want the good guy, I think y'all have to pursue them. And that sucks because all of history, y'all were pursued. It's natural as hell for y'all want to got to pursue y'all. But in reality, man, to get the really good guy, you got to pursue it. As soon as he gets out of a relationship, you got to be like, oh, I saw him in that relationship for 3 years. I'm snatching him up. And then here's another thing. It's like a lot of women don't understand that once y'all, like, because like we were talking about earlier, how maybe you need to sleep with them fast, like on the first day or something like that. If you do that, if you do choose that route, the thing is, you got to provide more value than all the other women that are doing the same thing. So say there's 3 other women, he's such an attractive dude or whatever it is about him that makes him so high value. He can get any girl. You can separate yourself from all the other girls by what you bring other than your pussy. Do you help him cook? Do you help him clean? Do you help around others? Are you complimentary to the man? If he's amazing at making money, are you complimentary in something else to make his life better because he's doing really good at the money thing?
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said your girlfriend pursued you.
Yeah.
So she pursued you. Why? And if she hadn't pursued you, would you have pursued her?
Well, like it was a very like I had showed like the thing is the guy has to show at first that he's somewhat interested. He'll ask for your number, he'll ask for your Instagram or anything like that. But y'all notice the difference between the simp guys who are messaging you first, double texting you, doing all that type of stuff, and then the guys that they get your number or whatever, and then they kind of ignore you or whatever. I think guys need to be like that so the girl pursues you because that shows she's really has burning, genuine desire for you. Because if he's chasing you, he's just a simp. He's just a beta cuck. You really don't give a shit about the guy. Like, there's literally hundreds of a guy has to separate himself. He can't be like all the other guys, or else y'all won't give a shit about him. So that's why I think that y'all are gonna care more about the guy who you pursue. But yeah, go ahead.
I just want to tie it into going back to a few points way earlier when we were talking about traditional views and traditional values. If we say that, oh, the woman needs to pursue, we should be, trying to voyage ourselves into this new path of, basically seeking out our own man. Why is it not as equal as being seen as a man still pursuing a woman is just as infatuating or just as surprising or, I guess, outlandish now because everybody is so used to the hookup society.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody is pursuing you, male or female, it does spark your interest, whether it's, oh, I am a beta male or I am the alpha male and this woman is pursuing me, or I'm an alpha woman, or I am, a softer woman and I am pursuing this man or I am being pursued. Either way, if the values and your morals are correct, I feel as though whoever is pursuing who doesn't matter if your intentions are right from jump. If you're the man and you're pursuing your woman, go about it the correct way. Provide the chivalry, have the traditionals, meet her at the door with flowers, open her doors. If you're a woman and you're pursuing the man, cook his meals, fold his clothes, things like that. But if that's who you are, one single trying to pursue.
So I'll explain to you just really quick why it doesn't work for the guy. Like, because you're right on the girl's end. Like I just told you, I think that the woman should be doing those things. But I'll tell you why it's not okay for the guy to do it. And I'm telling you this as a guy that's done it a lot. Okay. And the thing is, whenever you go and you put your best foot forward for these girls, they're not going to like that. It's not attractive to them. Like, you got to understand, acting like that beta guy or being that simp guy, it bites you in the ass every time as a man. Like, y'all say that that's what you want, but I'll tell you, you want it from that really alpha dude that won't give it to you. That's why you want it. You want it from that guy. But the beta guy, the guy that's too short, the guy that make enough money or whatever, the goofy dude, you don't want it from him. Trust me. And so that's the problem, is that guys that are normal, even the normal guys have to act like this. And that's and how weird. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. The guys that don't make a lot or they're short and they're acting like they're a G. It's because they know that they won't even get in a real relationship if they don't act like that, if they don't ignore y'all or play the stupid game. It's a really stupid game, like, honestly, but it's just like, that's the game now. And if pussy wasn't devalued by y'all's peers, it wouldn't be like this. It's not even y'all. I'm not even going to point fingers and say y'all are the ones that devalue the pussy. It could be every other girl around you. Go ahead.
So in response, I got 2 things. One is we talked about, I guess you asked them all if you would approach a man. I would say if a man's looking for a woman to approach him, you're a beta, because as a man, you should always be putting your best foot forward and trying to approach the woman.
Like I said at the beginning, you're always going to be the first one. But the thing is, most women, especially a pretty girl, is already in a relationship or a situationship when you meet them. So you put your best foot forward, and when she gets out of that situationship or that relationship, you'll usually be the first person that she'll call if you're not being a beta cuck that's up her ass. That's the only reason I would say that.
Why is that the assumption? But why is that the assumption?
Because, like I just explained to her, if you act too forward, if you try too hard, it looks bad. That's as simple as it is. Like, don't get me wrong. If the alpha dude did it, you would love it. Like so he's kind of right in the sense that if a guy is a true alpha, he will go put his foot forward and he will be like, hey, I like you and I want you, and it will work for him because he's obviously good at getting that genuine desire from people.
And you can sense it.
That's what I need.
You can sense it.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
So we talk about in the red pill space choosing signals, right?
Mhm.
Women can show blatant signs of choosing you. But here's the thing. When you talk to a woman has to choose you. Again, what I mean by that is because women can categorize you. They can use you as, okay, I want to use this guy as a foodie guy. I want this guy to be my free chauffeur. I want this
To
guy
talk
to
to him.
take me on free dates. So at the ultimate day, she has to choose you. The reason why men need to always be approaching women because a woman has to experience you. We complain about the high value men and stuff like that. The way it was explained to me, I remember talking to Lucario on live once, and Lucario was like, the reason why I remember it was this video that surfaced. This woman some time ago last year, she had a ring and she was at a Rick Ross concert and she had a ring up, and I asked him why. He said because she's already experienced Rick Ross through his music. She hasn't experienced the average guy at Walmart. She hasn't experienced the average guy at 7-Eleven. So you have to put your best foot forward and always go to approach. If she rejects you, you can't become outcome dependent because you have to have an abundant mindset. Okay, if this chick doesn't want me, I can always go to the next chick and see if she's about anything. And also, you said something about hookup culture. Hookup culture is a myth. The reason why is that women are only dealing with a certain amount of dudes in their circle. Women swipe left way more often on dating apps than dudes do, and so the average woman may idealistically maybe swimming through like 4 dudes while she's entertaining the rest. And so hookup culture is not real because actually the 80% of men are missing out on majority of the women. It's only 20% of guys that are getting most of the sex. So hookup culture is not a thing. It's just a made up word that we use, but it's only a certain amount of men that
Are
most
actually
women
hooking up.
with.
Yeah.
So would you say it's only a culture on the woman's behalf?
Yeah, it's a
Pretty
hookup
much.
culture for women. Yeah. I'm curious if y'all even know about that. How much sex do you think guys are getting that are 18 to 30?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. If you put a percentage on it, what would it be?
6%.
Okay. How many guys do you think are getting sex? 18 to 30. She says only 6%. That's a pretty low number.
40?
You think 40% of dudes are getting sex? How about you?
18 to 30. I'd say like 40, 45%.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say about.
It's way
45%.
higher. Yeah,
About 50 to 60%.
It's about 66%. Like 33% aren't getting it. About 30 to 33%. So yeah, but 1 in 3 guys, like those guys that live in their mom's basement or work at Taco Bell, the guys that y'all don't see, they're probably virgins, honestly. But there's a lot of guys in that category right now. I gotta ask. Oh yeah, I had a new question. What's more important, knowledge or imagination? Start with you.
They're both important, but I would say
Talk a little closer if you can.
both important, but I would say your imagination because they can become your reality, which could then turn into knowledge.
Okay.
I would say knowledge.
Knowledge?
I feel like there's always something you can learn. You can, in a way, create your knowledge from experiences. So.
Okay. What about? Or you want to try to answer this one?
As far as what?
Just like that's just the question: is what's more important, just knowledge or
Well,
imagination?
I'm a man, so being logical is more important. So knowledge.
Knowledge. What do you think?
I would probably say knowledge, honestly, because you can piggyback your imagination off of what, anything's possible with, more knowledge.
I agree with her. Knowledge.
Okay. Well, it was a trick question because in reality it is both because of like what most of y'all said. Actually, they both piggyback off each other. The more knowledge you have, the more your imagination is fueled. The more your imagination is fueled, the more knowledge you seek. So yeah, that was actually a trick question that Rolo did. Shout out to Rolo. I want to know now. Okay. Are people healthier in or out of relationships? Do you think that the health of a man or woman that you would be healthier if you were single your whole life or if you were in a relationship and you became married?
If it's the right person, I think you can become healthier in a relationship.
You think you could be like physically healthier?
I think more these days aren't, but again, what you said, if you are, but I would say more single because you focus on yourself more. You focus on your betterment.
You think you'd be healthier if you're single?
Do
What?
Keep going. I got a question.
You answer really quick.
So I'll say two things. As a man, it's subjective because if you really are in love with yourself first before anybody else, um, you can either stay single or you can be in a relationship. I think what happens a lot of times with men that we are so dependent on relationships because some men that go through a lot of relationships, they aren't used to being alone, so they need the dependency of a woman. But the thing is, if you're more confident of yourself, that woman's going to come in and complement your life, and you don't really have to rest assured with the with it. I guess with the woman being satisfaction. What was the question? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is it healthier for you to be in a relationship
Okay.
or single?
Yeah. So for the woman part, I would think it's more healthier for a woman to be in a relationship than be single because when she's out in the streets, she's more reckless.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. What do you think?
I want to piggyback off of the first part of his answer. Just loving yourself first, I feel like is very important before you even think about getting into a relationship. But honestly, in my opinion, people were put on this earth for companionship. I don't think anybody would be happier alone.
Yeah.
I feel like we would all be happier and
And-
healthier
and healthier
if we, yeah,
relationship.
happier and healthier if we find the right partner for yourself.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because obviously emotional health is a big deal too.
Yeah,
But
I agree exactly what she said. When in my, you think about it, everybody's got somebody for somebody, so you're supposed to be in a relationship made for love. And I definitely feel like in my experience, I feel like I was probably more healthier in a relationship. This is probably my first time in a really long time that I've been single this long and have been okay. And I definitely have not been mannish, but I've noticed that um, sometimes I feel like I'm not as healthy because it pulls my time doing so much stuff. Like I'm doing stuff for my mom, doing stuff at the gym, doing stuff for my son.
your stress levels are higher.
Yeah, so it's at work. So I feel like I don't have nobody to just relax me and
Yeah.
massage me and calm me
Help
down.
you carry
Yeah,
the
and if I
load.
did, I would take that away. So
Hmm.
I feel
I
like
was actually asking that because shout out to Ruslan, a big YouTuber. He's a big Christian YouTuber, and he's been posting a lot of statistics lately talking about how much healthier for I don't know what it is for women, but I know for a man you're way healthier if you choose to be in a relationship towards the end of your life than if you choose to be single. So that was a big deal. Also, income is a massive thing when it comes to that. You're just gonna be more successful. I feel like if you're in a relationship. Now I want to know though, would you want your son to simp and give away resources? We're gonna start with the person who's a mom and already has a son over here. If your son, like if he was out here dating, he's 21, 22, would you want him simping and giving away resources to all these girls, or would you want him to kind of like value himself more?
um, I definitely want him to value himself more. We talk about it all the time because he's nothing like me at 15, and so I got it. I got it good. It's So no, I definitely know he's not gonna be mannish. It's gonna take a wild one to bust his cherry.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely more of the reserved kid. So, but no, I wouldn't want him out here giving out all his goods.
Okay. What about you? If you had a son, would you want him out here simping for girls?
I wouldn't say simping. Like she was saying, I think it's very important for my son to end up valuing himself and what he has to offer and bring to the table. But at the same time, don't make people feel like you're this god that they have to worship to get that good side out of you either. Still be a good person, still show people, hey, I do care for you, so I'm gonna go out of my way and do this for you, or hey, I was thinking about you, so I picked this up for you. It's things like that. But overall,
You don't want him to go too far. You want him to be
balance
like what I was
it.
talking about, how you
Yeah.
put a little bit out, but don't go too far.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, same. I don't like my future son, if I have one, definitely big on respect and things like that. But because, I see other women and things like that, so I know how other women can be, I would just, very, advise him, be smart.
Yeah, because y'all got to realize women. I mean, y'all might not be at this table, but some women are extremely good resource extractors, extremely good at it, and they'll sit there and tell a guy everything he wants to hear for her to keep extracting them damn resources. So yeah, please save your sons if you see them in this situation. What about you?
So it depends because I feel like a lot of people use the word simping and actually mean like just being respectful and thoughtful. So if that definition, then yes. But if you mean just like being played and being used, then no, focus on yourself.
Okay.
You hit it right on the nail
Focus on
because
yourself, King.
my son he gets that he's a lover, he's romantic,
Mhm.
and so he's going through Christmas and stuff with his girlfriend, and I'm like, you always overdo it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And he's like, well, if I don't do enough, then it's nothing. So he always wants to be the giver, like he wants to over, and I'm like, you're 15,
Yeah.
and that's how I'm afraid because I fear that he's gonna get taken advantage of, and that's where it scares me in situations when he said, you know, you need a man. Like I don't want him. I mean, I want him to love because he loves me, but at the same time, I'm like, pipe down. Like Valentine's Day is in February, you know, so I have to watch.
So
a lot of girls would drain a man like that because.
Yeah, and so I came from a somewhat single mother before my mom got married and stuff after divorce, and so like I know a lot about how single moms are and stuff like that. And shout out to Sir Hale, he was just talking about this a couple of days ago. The thing is like you can really easily have your son at a point where he like you think he's doing everything right, but he's gonna get like it's gonna end up fucking him up further in the future because the type of girl that latches to a man that does that, that's acting like how you're saying, she'll ruin his life. And like you gotta understand, like this is the problem with a guy being a giver. Like a guy being a giver is extremely dangerous. He's gonna end up latching to the wrong type of woman that's gonna take full advantage of it. And like, and I say this as the guy that's done it multiple times. Like, do not encourage him to be too much of a giver. You know, don't get me wrong, it's good to be respectful and everything. But man, just as a guy that's been through it, do not push him too hard to be that type of guy.
No, we already have those conversations.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So I want to piggyback off of their responses. I would say, as a man, don't take dating advice from women.
Yep.
Because the reason why is that they have a defense mechanism to defend other women, even if that woman's wrong.
Yes.
And I've seen it countless times online and other people is that even if the woman is wrong in that relationship and the man didn't do anything wrong, she's going to defend him. So you need to get the male advice of dating rather than the woman's advice of dating, because some of them might say in this room that they don't want that they may or may not want to simp, but it's very subjective because women are very ambiguous creatures. Men we are not. We are pretty firm in what we want and what we desire and what we need. And so at the end of the day, when it comes to you having any trauma or going through stuff in a relationship, you need to always consult with the man instead of the woman, because like I said, women are always going to defend other women, even if the woman's going to be wrong. So your best bet is to trust the man's advice and not a woman's advice.
Yeah, you need to send your kids straight to your dad all the time for advice for everything. Honestly, we're gonna go ahead and start doing the last questions for the show. For these last ones, I really want to know to start. What is something? Or no, wait. Let me read the one super chat really quick that we got.
Well, yeah.
Let me just read that one. I just want to keep up with them this show. Black men do talk. Oh, yeah. What literal steps are y'all taking to work on your independence? What literal steps are you taking to work on your independence? We'll start with you.
Oh, me. Well, I've just been working on, I just turned 38 last month. So I've just been working on balance. You know what I'm saying? When it comes, like I said, I work in software, so that can be stressful. Going to the gym, just working on myself, confidence, patience.
That work-life balance is hard, huh?
It is.
Yeah,
it
no.
is. I'm just trying to be, the best version of myself,
What little steps are you taking to work on your independence?
I would piggyback off of her answer, really just trying to find the balance in my life. I've been pretty independent for a long time now. I'm only 21, but, life happens. So you got to get out and get it when you got to get out and get it. But I feel like if I could work on my independence, it would definitely be balance and also, honestly, making my inner child happy. I feel like that would release me of a lot.
Okay. Your inner child happy. You need to find an art. Honestly, but I mean, you already sing, right?
Yes.
That's your art, But yeah, what about you? What's something what are steps you're taking to work on your independence?
Just continuously being open to being a student, learning about myself, learning about the world. I'm 25, so I know.
Open-minded as hell.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on the right track. Yeah. What about you? Literal steps. What steps are you taking to work on your independence?
Honestly, I'm trying to learn how to be, I don't want to say less independent, but willing to let people help me out more.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm overly independent, if I'm being honest. I think since a young age, I've always tried to just get it on my own, not taking help from nobody, not taking no handouts.
And that's a negative, yeah.
And it's a negative. So I'm trying to just let myself.
If anything, be the opposite of what that's saying.
Yeah, exactly. So
Gotta start going the other way. So now I just want to know, what was I gonna say? Okay. If there's something about the dating marketplace that bothers you, what is it? We'll start with you this time.
Dating marketplace.
Yeah, something about
I
dating
just feel
marketplace.
like everyone's trying to play games, trying to play mind games, and people are always trying to just show that they don't like each other more than they really do. And it's just like a whole bunch of mind games, and me trying to see like just mind games. I'm tired of that.
I'll help you out a little bit. Those guys I feel like aren't playing mind games. It's one of two things. They're so broke that they're not even trying to have a relationship because they don't even make enough money to be a good boyfriend, or they get so much play they're just not going to take you seriously because they get so many other girls. Like, why would they take you seriously? So the big thing is stop hanging out with fucking broke dudes, and then stop being around the fucking G's that are just gonna fuck around all day long. Like, you need to. It's who you choose. You need to choose a fucking normal guy. Honestly, might be a little bit harsh part of the show where I'm going to give y'all some dickhead advice. I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to be honest with you. You know, stop choosing those fucking losers. So what's something about the dating marketplace that bothers you a little bit?
I'm big on honesty, and I'm very straightforward with a lot of things, and just not like getting that back. That's my biggest thing. And
You just want honesty back. Okay, well, once again, stop choosing these fucking losers, ladies. There's so many good guys out here. They just don't make what you want, and they probably fucking are a plumber. You know, but I'm just saying they're the garbage guy. Like, you never know. But yeah, stop choosing them.
Does the dishonesty come before or after the relationship starts?
Yeah.
Whenever I find out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I like being an honest person. You know, people don't come up to you and say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna lie to you someday." It's more so it's found out later on through research or something. You know, finding out.
And let me bring up something else too that I like to talk about. Just being honest, because most of this table, like, y'all are African American. The thing is, y'all are the most sought after. The men are. The men of y'all's culture, of y'all's race, is so sought after. So if y'all, I feel bad for y'all because obviously you want to be with yourself, you know, a companion of somebody that's like you, but they're the most sought after. You're gonna have white girls, Hispanic girls, Asians. They're all chasing y'all's guy. And so either y'all got to accept that they are considered high value by the culture, by society, and that you're going to be okay with your guy sometimes exercising an option, or sadly, you might have to date outside your race. And like, I hate saying that. Yeah, cringe, huh?
So that's where it's hard because, like you said, everybody wants our guy.
Well, and it's horrible because y'all are they're fetishized. Like, they're porn in the porn industry. There's literally porn that is all made that's the black guys are the bulls and the white dudes are the cucks, and like and so, like, because of that, like, there's a whole yeah, I'm sorry, we're about to end, but yeah, the culture really makes it worse for y'all because, like I said, they're making I think that those rich guys in those high positions, they know that they can dismantle the black community if they push these type of things, these, like, the rap music agenda and everything. Like, they know they can just dismantle everything by making white dudes into cucks and black guys into bulls and making all this rap music where the black guys fuck all the women and stuff. Like, that's how they
nigga.
but that's how they systematically attack y'all, in my opinion, you know. But yeah, I hate to give that advice to y'all because I know you don't want to. But for you, or no, I'll ask you too, bro. What bothers you about the dating marketplace?
I'm not going to complain about the dating market. I'm going to just say it like this. Shout out to Coach EO. It begins and ends with the man.
Yes.
You yourself as a man, you make what the dating market is, the woman that you attract.
True. Yeah. No, we're the prize. What's something about the dating marketplace that bothers you?
I really would piggyback off of the previous lady's answers. Really, just honesty, reciprocation, and I feel like a lot of people, and it's not just men, it's women too. We try to get the upper hand before the other person, or we try to.
It's a competition.
Yeah, we try to hurt you before you hurt us because we don't want to be the one, you know, that gets.
Yeah, always cheat first, and you don't feel it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I literally got that advice from a hooker when I got out of jail once. She was like, "Always cheat first, and you don't gotta worry about it." It was the worst advice I ever got in my life.
The worst advice, but honestly, it's what a lot of people do nowadays.
I know. Yeah. No, she made me realize that a lot of people thought that way.
Yeah.
That's what I learned from that. Yeah. No. What about you? What's something that bothers you about the dating marketplace?
I'd say probably the same thing, honesty. It's funny because, you know, you made a comment and said you're the prize, but I don't understand, like, if you feel that you're the prize and we're out and we're having a good time, why do men wait and then they'll say, I've been looking at you all night and I wanted to come and get your number, but I didn't know what to say and I didn't know, like, if you feel you're the prize and if you feel that you might equal and you can come get my number, come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the worst that can happen is I either got somebody I don't like and move around, So it's like for me, they either don't take the chance or they take the chance and they want to play games. You know what I'm saying? They try to talk to me, but they're talking to everybody else.
I feel like any guy that is the type to just walk up to you, period, he's on another level. Like we were talking about those 33% guys that are virgins and or haven't had sex this last year. Yeah, those are the type of guys that are too scared to walk up to a girl. But the guys that aren't too scared, they do it often. They're very good at it usually. Like the thing is like I'm a very social person, so like I feel like I've never had trouble because I'm just social. I'm good at going up and talking. So that's why I was saying sometimes you gotta chase the guy. Sometimes you gotta choose the guy that's so scared. He's such a beta loser that he's too scared to walk up to a girl. But he might end up being the good relationship at the end of the day. Like, yeah, go ahead, bro.
I got something else to add. The reason why I said I'm not going to bitch about the market is because here's the thing. I know, understand in the red pill community that we have created the high value man term. Honestly, I got red pill, I want to say 2019, 2018. That term barely came into the spirit, didn't exist. And I want to say a woman's desire for a man is subjective because let's just keep it real. Women have real hyper hybristophilia, if y'all know what that is. And that's pretty much like a desire for men that do crime. So, like, I know family members, I won't say anybody name in particular, but I know family members that have had relationships with dudes in jails writing letters and all that stuff. And I know that's pretty common to happen, especially in the black community. So it's like attraction is subjective. But as a man, I'm not encouraging, please understand, gentlemen, I'm not encouraging and condoning you to be a criminal. I'm just saying that there are women out here that have a desire for dark triad men that commit a lot of crime. But at the same time, you should be working to become the best version of yourself and not complain about the dating market, but do better and better yourself to become the best man that you can attract with women.
But yeah, it's subjective as hell. Like a guy can literally do whatever he can to be the best, and she might still choose the guy in fucking jail. You know what I'm saying? This shit's crazy though when you think about it like that. Yeah, that's just to close it up now for this last part. Me and him are just gonna give quick dating advice, and I used to do a number. Yeah, I'll do a relationship number really quick. I'm gonna give y'all a number of what I think you are in a relationship, like how value, not based off your. I mean, a little bit of your looks are in there, but it's mostly based off of your value in a relationship. I'm gonna have me and him both give you a number, and then y'all can also give us a number back after, and then we'll do last thoughts. To start, I'll go to you. I would give you like honestly, like I don't know what your body count is or anything like that, but
Yeah, what is it?
yeah, do you want to be ballsy and tell the whole internet?
Two.
Two?
Oh wow.
Honestly, if that's true, because women lie, I'm just kidding. If that's true, I honestly give you a really high number. You're very based and like you have a lot of like really Christian perspective. The problem is your pride really holds you back, and I bet that would fuck up any relationship that you first get into. Just being honest. But yeah, you get a solid 8 or 9 just because of your age. You're young, you're pretty, you have a lot of opportunity right now. So I would say don't squander it. A lot of women squander it. They're at this age and they're really smart, and then they do what you do where you have this pride and you don't let certain guys in and stuff like that. The next thing you know, you're going to be 30, 40. I'm going to see TikToks of you on TikTok, TikTok or dating over 40, and like you're going to be crying on there and shit. I don't want to see that shit. So please lock in a really good guy right now while you have so much sexual agency that you can do it. For you, just a little bit older, y'all are both really similar, I feel like, in a lot of things. Like, tell you our friends. That's a good thing because y'all can keep each other out of bad shit. Y'all all answered really good on the stuff like you would remove your Instagram for the right guy, like a good guy that's worth getting married to and stuff. Y'all are good women. Like all the women at this table, I feel like would be good like wives, honestly. So you get another really good number also, like because you're young, probably like in between a 7 and an 8, honestly. And it could go higher. Just based off of drop in pride also, but I would say like you're on a more submit, like you seem like you're like better in a better situation, but you're really submissive. That's what the difference is that I see in between y'all in my eyes. You might be really submissive, I'm just not seeing it though. For you, you're really young. That's a really good thing going for you. You were super humble, especially how you said your number and stuff like that. You need to grow. You know that like man, honestly, this is one of our best. I say this so much, but this is one of our best panels. Like y'all are all really humble. Like y'all just weren't ridiculous. Like honestly, and so I see that all y'all have potential. Y'all can all get in relationships. Y'all, especially the three that are younger, y'all are definitely marriage. Like y'all could definitely get in marriage. I would probably give you like I said to her like a 7 to 8. I think you're a really good relationship. The biggest thing is, ladies, is drop your pride for the right guy. But yeah, that's it really. For you, The only thing that holds you, honestly, I really like a lot of things about you. Like you have a lot of really good things. So being raised by a guy, having a son, you really care about men's what they think and how they feel because obviously you're raising a son and you had a good male role model in your life. The fact that you care about men is a step ahead of most women today because most of them don't. All of y'all care about men, and that's rare. So because of that, I'm gonna still give you a decent number. Like you're probably like a 6 or a 7. And like and a lot of chat's probably gonna be mad at me and they're gonna be like, she's a fucking 2 or 3 because she fucking has a kid. She's 38. But honestly, you in my opinion, you look young, and you also like you. I don't know. You're based. You have a good mindset in my eyes. So I'm not gonna give you a horrible number. I like this whole table. Y'all did really good.
Like we're sweating.
Yeah, guys. Sorry, it's super high in here, so we're trying to run through it. I'm so sorry. But yeah, you go ahead and give them each a number and why really quick, and then we'll let them come back at us.
All right, so starting with you, I want to say I'm gonna give you a good 6. I'll give you a good 6. You're sweet, you're cool, but honestly, when you came down to the 10, I think it'd be a little bit more humility, because honestly, there's no perfect 10. I want to say maybe you got 8s and 9s, but 10s don't exist. To say you're a 10, that means you don't have any work. I know you said you need to self improve, and so that's why you can't put a 10. And honestly, as somebody that's looking for a relationship, I don't think you want to have that high parameter as far as the 8s and 9s, because honestly, in the red pill community, we know the hot chicks, like the bottle girls and stuff like that, they for the streets. There's not somebody we could take seriously, but because everybody wants her and that ego is blown. So I just give you a solid 6, and that's it I have on you. I'll give you, I'll say a 7. Uh, you're cool. Like I'm not gonna really have a lot of harsh reality because y'all women were pretty feminine with your characteristics, but I'll give you a 7. I find you fairly attractive, and I say also I like a chick that likes to work out. That would be a big thing, ideal thing for me is a chick that likes to work out and take care of her diet and stuff like that. For you, I'll give you, mm, I say a good 6. A good 6. I don't have much to say because you like I said, most of y'all have humility and you understand your value and what you need to work on. For you, I will give you, um, I guess I would say a 6 also. Um, I don't really have much bad to say about you. I find you attractive too, but the deficit I will have just from as for me is that you have a child, and so I wouldn't be able to take you seriously as a whole because you have baby by another man. But I do think you are pretty strong minded and that you have been pretty compliant on this podcast, and so that's all I have to say.
And that's stuff that men look up to. Like honestly, guys, like y'all are all like, I feel like you're catches for most guys because most guys want women that are like y'all. To be honest, like y'all shouldn't be femcels as I was saying earlier. Like y'all should honestly be in a good relationship if it was, in my opinion. So yeah, stop choosing the shitty guys, please. You can come back on us now though. Go ahead and rate me a number and then rate him a number, and then after you do that and say why a little bit, give a last thoughts about the show.
Okay. Should I go last?
You want to go last? Yeah, that's fine. You want to go first? Could you go first? Yeah, you just got to give us both a number and just a little critique about how, because we're all trying to improve. Like, even though I'm in a relationship, I still want to be a better boyfriend. So if y'all can give me a better advice, help him give advice to get him into a relationship, and a last thoughts after that.
Okay, no, don't make me go last, but give me a minute.
Give you a minute.
Yeah.
All right, could you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll,
You hit me first.
Yeah. For you, I'll say 7. I feel like mindset wise, like my biggest thing is mindset. How you think is always like the first thing I see, and just like your thoughts on masculinity and like femininity and just like the balance between there. I didn't feel like there was too much push or pull in your mindset, and just you think logically. Like I feel like that's missing a lot these days in men, and so I respect that when I see it. Same with you. I would say equally a 7 as well. Just the balance between that logic thinking, enforcing men being men, but also women being women, and just that balance. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I agree. Can you go now? Or no, give me your last thoughts really quick. What do you think about the show?
Oh, I like it a lot. Yeah,
You did?
I feel like, especially again, this group of people, because I've watched a few episodes.
Yeah,
but
sometimes
I feel like
it's not
we're
this
all
good.
pretty level-headed thinkers. So
Yeah, thank you
it
guys.
works.
God, the last few have been horrible. Thank you so much. Would you come back?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna have you come back then. What about you? Go ahead.
I would say y'all are both 10s.
Oh, talking to the mic a little bit
Let's
more.
I would say
go.
y'all are both 10s, but my comment to you, DC, I believe.
Yeah.
So you said that since I have things to improve on, I'm not a 10, but I really believe that you are constantly working on yourself. It's never going to be an ending journey. You're always going to be working on yourself forever. So just because you have some areas to improve does not make you not a 10, in my opinion. But I think you guys are all 10s. I think you guys both, of course, have areas to improve on, but I think your mindset is there and you guys are going to continue to work on yourselves, which is a good thing. And yeah, you guys are all 10s.
Thank you. No, thank you. What did you think about the show?
The show was great. I actually really had a good time. This is a great experience. Nice to meet new people and just hear different thoughts.
You'd love to come back and bring a friend, kind of like what she did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I would love to have y'all back and bring a friend sometime. Go ahead. What about you? Hit me. Hit me.
Hit you. Well, honestly, y'all aren't like horrible men. You know, there's some men you just simply cannot sit there and like have a genuine conversation with. You know, like there's no substance, there's lack of conversation to flow. It doesn't mesh, it doesn't go. So honestly, I'd give y'all both 8s.
Okay,
I'd say
cool.
y'all are
I'm
pretty
proud. I'm
level-headed.
super happy. This is the best I've ever got.
Yeah, and the
Very
advice,
nice.
the advice that you guys gave us, it wasn't like, oh, if you don't think like us as women, you're stupid. You know, like most of these podcasts try and make women feel. It was genuinely, this is how I feel. And from our perspective and what we've learned, this is how we feel.
Mhm.
And this is why we feel it, you know?
I actually got a really nice comment on YouTube earlier that was basically saying exactly kind of what you just said, and like how the reason why, like the difference between me and like some of the other channels, and like made me feel so good that like people actually notice it, because I feel like nobody notices it. You know? Yeah.
Logic.
Yeah, go ahead
Let
really
me-
quick.
Let me add to her real quick. The reason why we're not like on you, me and Street Hymns talked about this cognitive dissonance. Here's the thing: women act with emotions, men act with logic. And so, because there's those disconnect, I can't tell you like, okay, you're a bitch. You need to do this. You need to do that. I can give you advice, but I'm not going to scream or yell at you and stuff like that. You can take it how you want to, but I'm not. I'm not going to try to be a tyranny dictator, because, understandably, women act off emotions rather than logic, and so that's where that cognitive dissonance is. And so, yeah, I can't really try to like enforce my doctrine on you. I can only give you advice, and if you follow through with it, that's on you.
Yeah, like my hope is that if even the girls that are the panels that argue and disagree with everything, I just hope that when they go home and they go to sleep that night, maybe they think about some of those statistics, or maybe they think about some of that stuff, and they're like, maybe I should give that guy a chance. That was the plumber that hit me up a couple of days ago. You know, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it ever works, but hopefully. Can you also give us a critique for the show, or what did you think about the show?
It was a great experience. This is my very first podcast. I would do it again and again and again. I had a lot of fun.
Another one. I'm so happy.
For
Please
sure.
come back and bring a friend. Like, please, I love it. What about you? Go ahead and rate us. Beat us up.
For beat us up. Okay, so I would say for both of y'all, I'd probably say about between a 7 and an 8. I would say for you, I just love the fact like you give me those type of vibes. Like you could be big brother, big cousin. I can come talk to you about anything. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that even though you're in a relationship, it still seems like, you always say, okay, well, you can still grow, you can still learn, like it's not perfect. And even though she's the one that, came to you, it's like it still takes two to make the relationship work.
1000%.
And at the same time, it's like honesty's big, trust is big. And so I feel like you have like all of the tools when it as far as being a relationship, being the husband material, being a father. Like I feel like you have all the tools to do that. And I feel like you would want to do that.
Mhm.
And I feel like for you, it's when you had said, you're single. I feel like, with you, you're single by choice. I feel like mentally, you have all the tools that you would need to be in a relationship.
Absolutely.
I feel like you could be in a committed relationship. I feel like you give that when it comes to protector, provider, and when it comes to I can listen, you have that off top. Like men don't get it. Like you have to, court your lady. You have to constantly date her. You have to show her, because like I said, for me, I don't ask anything I can't give. So I'm going to do rose petals. I'm going to do wine. Anything I'm asking you to do for me, you're going to come home to the same thing, because I love that. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like with you, even though, you're single, you're young, and you're not in a relationship, that you have all the tools and you want to, when it's time for you to be in a relationship, I think you'll be straight.
Yeah.
As far as the show, I think it was great. I've never done a podcast, sat in front of a a TV or anything.
Cameras
like
and
that.
stuff.
No, I was a little nervous, but it's cool. I definitely would do it again.
I'm happy. Yeah,
Good
please
energy.
come again. You're more than welcome. I want you. So like a big part of the show, ladies, is that I want. I really care about women. I have a daughter. I have 4 sisters. I have 2 moms. Like I was growing. I'm all my best friends my whole life were women. I've always like that's just. I've always been surrounded by women. This is my life, and I don't like to see y'all suffering. I don't like to see women not being able to have families and all this really good stuff that I think everybody deserves. So I'm always going to do this. I always want y'all to bring other women that are having a hard time, that are single, that are, like they're sad or whatever. I would love for y'all to bring them back so we can change more people and teach people these things so they can maybe find the person of their dream. No, I really appreciate y'all coming. Thank you very much. We got a super chat from Eric. Yeah.
Yep.
$5. Ladies, did y'all kiss anyone on New Year's Eve? Don't cap. Shout out to DC. Did you kiss anybody on New Year's Eve? No?
Kiss the bottle.
You kissed the bottle? Did you?
I did not kiss anyone.
I sure wanted to, man.
Oh man, these are real single ladies, guys.
Have you met my friend Donnie back here?
Well, yeah, thank y'all guys all for coming so much, man. I really appreciate everybody for pulling up. Thank you, DC, for coming. Why don't you go ahead and shout out your channel and your Instagram really quick for them?
So the channel is YouTube DC the Beast. Instagram is DC_Beast the Beast. Also, I have a fitness page too. You can follow that. It's DC Beast Fit.
Okay. Thank you, bro. And guys, if y'all want to add any of these ladies, please go follow the Instagram that we got tagged below. They're already tagged in the story post on there. If y'all want to go talk to them, we'll see if any of y'all can get past their pride, though. I don't know. We'll see. But no, thank you all so much for coming, guys. Thank you to the staff that all helped out tonight, my girl and Donnie and JR and DC. Thank you for coming. Thank you, beautiful ladies. Y'all were all awesome. Great answers. One of our best panels. I know y'all are gonna get wifed up in the next year. In my opinion, it just depends how much y'all drop that pride. We'll see how much the pride goes down though. All right, but yeah, thank y'all for coming, man. We'll see y'all on Friday night. I got a fire show. Might have a special guest. So yeah, we'll see y'all Friday, man. Thank y'all so much. Peace out.
Thank you.
Did you hit it? I don't think you hit it. Yo, I don't think it's over.
Not working.
We're
still live?
I guess we're still
live.
Is the mouse not working?
No, it's just
Is it that the battery die?
like I'm even using the laptop. It's not.
Oh,
The
boy.
cursor's like.
I guess we're gonna stay live forever, guys. Y'all can already go ahead and I gotta go fix this.